No.
Yeah, good. Yes.
In a small hollow in North Carolina, there have been several Bigfoot sightings.
Honestly, may need to be on the lookout for something other than deer when they hit the woods this week.
Hadn't been spotted recently, but according to these pictures, the legendary Mothman is back.
The number of UFO sightings is soaring tenfold over the past 25 years.
Now, she's not talking about people. She is talking about ghosts hanging around what some say is a real-life haunted house.
You're listening to Paratalkradio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy on paratalkradio.com, member of the WFV digital broadcast family. Paratalkradio is your one-stop for all things paranormal, the unknown, and the supernatural. Join us every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central for discussions and guests on topics such as ghosts, hauntings, Bigfoot, UFOs, and more. This broadcast is rated M for mature and is intended for listeners over 16. The topics, views, and opinions expressed on our show may not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Paratalk Radio, our hosts, or our sponsors. Now, live from J Wolf Production Studio in Ontario, New York, here are your hosts, Ted and Cindy.
Hi, everybody.
Yes.
We're together.
And yes. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Cindy
I would like to say that I missed.
Cindy needs a haircut. You did miss. Shut up.
Oh, for the day. Get off me. Oh my God. Hello, everybody. It's so good to see everybody.
It's, oh my goodness gracious.
You know, we have not been able to just sit here and be together. Get off them. What do you want? Go ahead.
I don't know if I can.
No, you're good.
Can I scroll through?
You're all good.
Shit!
And I don't need to do that, so
let me see who's on here because I got to say some hellos.
Okay, you say your hellos.
Okay.
And then we will get right into the rat killing.
Every time you say that makes me laugh so hard.
Well, I'm sorry.
No rat killing. Rats.
Yeah,
I got
I'm not
mice
killing.
though for Fred.
It's for Fred, yes. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Okay, say your hellos
All right.
so that we can get them.
Hi,
Hello.
Chuck. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Christopher Moon. Hey, Judy. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Steve. Hey, Chanel. Hey, Robin. Let's see who else. Hi, Linda. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Tim.
Is it Tiny Tim?
Chanel says, John!
Hi, Chanel.
I have missed your beautiful voice.
Oh, boy.
Hi, Irene. Hi, Denise.
I'm going to start a 900 number just for her.
That's right. That's right. You can make some money, man. Brenda. Hello. Hi, Cody. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Jennifer. Okay.
All right. So that is just on the Paratalk radio feed, and
should I get on one of the other ones?
No, we're good.
Okay.
The Facebook is slowly fixing their problems, folks. So they are.
You're funny.
Slowly,
You're
slowly,
funny.
You funny.
I know I'm funny, but slowly. Facebook
Hey,
is
Chris.
having a problem with this format. They were having a problem that if you had 5 Facebook pages and then you. Thanks, John.
God, we've missed you, John.
Lies.
If some of your YouTube pages or any of those other things were all connected to this platform when you went live, you weren't seeing all the comments. Okay. Slowly, they're fixing their situation and their problem, and it's coming around. So we're going to be seeing, like, when you see on the side, you'll see the Facebook thing.
It says F.
Once in a while, you'll see the ones for YouTube. You'll see the ones for. So they're like that's like a collection of things there.
So should I get on the YouTube? Is what I was saying.
No. It'll come up.
It'll come up.
Oh, see, on mine it won't show it.
Yeah, they will. They'll come up. I hope so.
Hi, Christy. Hi, Pat.
Okay, so folks, this is for me a very exciting show because I have not seen Dee in a long time. and she is the original Gigglesworth for Teddy, and her and I used to just get together on a show and just laugh our asses off the whole show. That's all we ever did. We never did anything important.
On which show? On what show?
Paratalk Radio in the beginning. That's all she did. We just got on here and just
laughed.
Oh my gosh!
Incessantly.
Seriously, I need to go back and look at some of them.
Oh, it's great.
That's really funny. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado. One of my favorite people in the whole world, Miss Dee Garcia, my Gigglesworth, and
cute.
Her lovely better half, Mr. Christopher Moon.
Applause.
Applause.
No.
Round of
applause.
Two.
That's not nice.
There you go. There's your yay. So, yeah, Christopher Moon, I got to say this, that I'm a very big wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think there should have been a wrestler named Christopher Moon.
Totally agree.
Okay.
Just because I like the name. I think the name would be really cool, especially if he was like a high jumper or diver off the top rope and stuff like that.
And with the butt cheeks.
Yeah. And what'd you say, John?
Exposed butt cheeks.
No exposed butt cheeks. Those are from.
Well, I will tell you that a lot of our fans are really voting for assless chaps for me.
They really are.
So
I think it's going to be
exactly what I just had in my head right now.
moon chap.
They're calling them moon chaps. It's
Psychic Cindy, you had it in your head for a reason.
Yes, I was just going to say when John said that, I was like, what the hell is the name of those things that the motorcycles wear?
Chris, yes, this is we were discussing before we went live that this was my month because of being gay and it's Gay Pride Month and all that. But I do not want to see your ass. I'm sorry.
You're in the minority, sir.
Well, I just don't want you to feel uncomfortable, sir.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's not that cold and drafty, I hope.
So,
and he doesn't want to see my boobs either, Chris. So
I do.
I understand.
I just have to say that I love what Robert White said in the chat room. He said finishing move would have to be the full moon.
Have to be the full moon.
Yes.
yes,
There you go.
the full moon. That's fantastic.
I like it.
Robert, you rock.
Yeah. Cool. So basically, we have not spoken in such a long time, and I really wanted to see what was up with you guys and how things have been going and how your health has been since COVID and just everything. So
Luckily, we've survived it. We never got it. We haven't had luckily. I'm just kidding. I get a fever. No, luckily, it's good down here where we're at, South Texas.
Yeah.
Does that mean the weather's nice? It's nice and hot. We work out every day, so yeah, we're staying pretty healthy.
Good.
Yeah. So everything else? I mean, how is?
Am I allowed to say something?
No.
Oh my gosh, Dean. I don't know if I should say this out loud, but they just showed it to me.
Say it out loud.
Say it out loud.
Okay, you guys aren't married, right?
No.
Not yet.
I literally just saw a wedding.
Jesus Christ. You made a lot of people happy when you said that.
You made a lot of people happy when you said that.
I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't give away the future.
No, that's why he says not yet. Not, hey.
You never know.
Because I was like, I'm watching this, so it's either something that's already happened or it's to come. So
I would say to come more than likely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
You want to know it's beautiful.
We had a couple of blackout nights in Vegas, so
maybe we already got married.
Did. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Elvis married us.
There's a
Oh shoot! Listen, I have Elvis come through without being in Vegas, so there's that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I usually get John Lennon, so that's interesting.
So
he's usually singing songs to me.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. I want to say that RBL is very much in favor of this. She says, "Woohoo, Magic Moon Wedding."
Ooh, Magic Moon. I like it. Magic Moon Wedding.
Yes.
That's a thing.
My ring better have either a big amethyst or a big citrine on it.
Which one?
Oh shit! Yes. I was even
You're
thinking
out
like
of
a
touch, man.
moonstone.
What is so what did you guys
Where are your priorities, you stupid
But I was even thinking-
SpongeBob SquarePants?
But it could be even in the shape of a moon, so you can have one of those, and it would still be a moonstone.
Butt scratcher.
So instead of like a pear setting or whatever the other ones are called, you can have a moon setting.
I like it.
Yes.
Psychic Cindy, well played.
Wedding planner, it's fine.
I like it.
Are you proposing? You're gonna run out here.
Oh my God. We will drive the web wild right now.
Wow. Oh, I didn't expect this conversation, by the way.
Somebody just did it.
I'm lost here.
I just put your messages down.
I'm like, wait a minute.
We're scaring.
I just want to call and say hi. I just don't want to be in the middle of wedding planning and all that other stuff.
Listen, it's fine.
You know,
we're working on the future here. You better stop it, Teddy.
Yeah, I know.
You can go taste cakes with us, Teddy.
Yes. Go taste cakes together.
Yeah,
yes.
like I need to gain any more weight after the past 2 months. Oh my God.
Oh, so funny.
We're already designing the wedding ring, by the way, in the chat room. It's already being designed, so don't worry about that.
Okay, perfect.
Could you move those down for me?
Sure.
I mean, since you have a mouse.
Mousy, 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 mouse. Tell me if it's
No, I want it to go all the way down to the bottom. That way I see when the new ones come in.
Yeah, it's got to go all the way down.
There you go. That's
No, Maria, you didn't miss anything.
You're right.
Hey, Johnny.
You're right with me. I missed a whole bunch of shit too here in this past 2
Right,
seconds, 2 minutes. So
yes,
yeah,
I have
you know, we
too.
just got thrown in the middle of a wedding. Just
Yes. Johnny Robbins says shout out to Ted, Cindy, and John.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my goodness.
I've missed you so much. I've missed you guys. I love you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Can you guys tell that I'm happy to be here?
No.
What?
We need to pick up the energy level.
I would drink more Mountain Dew, Cindy. I would definitely.
Yeah, I think
some
that's
more.
necessary. And the funny part is that I didn't even eat anything until just when I told you I was eating. That was the first I'd eaten all day, but I had a Mountain Dew as I was eating, and it had no caffeine prior to that.
Well,
I would drink more Mountain Dew and maybe snort some sugar. I would do that now.
Just to pick it up a little bit.
Because you don't have enough energy.
I can't get on the whole snorting sugar because I am keto, so I can't do that.
and I can't because I'm diabetic.
Right, so we can't. We're insulin resistant here. I know I was insulin resistant.
Do I look like I don't eat sugar?
Do I?
Very good. Very
Well
good.
done.
Well done, Cindy.
Tyler's. It's nice to see a pretty face.
Wait! You got two of them right in front of you.
Oh, Robert White.
Thank you, Cindy.
Robert White says,
You're going to say that.
I love Robert White. He's like, oh, drag queen wedding planners.
Oh,
Oh, my gosh.
And then he says 66 numbers.
Get
we have
back
so
on
many
track.
people. I want to say hi to everybody, but we can't.
We have to get on track.
I
here.
know.
We just wasted.
No, we have at 8:30. We need to be on track.
Right.
The whole first half hour is silly
It's
business.
silly
Oh,
business.
It's silly business?
Yes,
It
that's
always
silly.
has until
I
you
hate
took it
silly.
away.
I wish we were
I
drinking
wish
right
we
now.
were drinking, guys.
That we should turn the first half hour into a drinking game.
Well,
This is
we
what
could
we
do that because our fans in there are already hashtagging bring it down. And whenever they hashtag bring it down, that means we take a drink.
Aha!
Oh, shit.
And everybody has to drink.
So show.
So we could be drinking right now, honestly. Would you mind if we drank on your show?
No.
No.
Have at it.
Have at it.
I could have brought my Jack Fire.
I hate Jack Fire.
I love Jack
Jack Fire.
Listen, my Mountain Dew was sugar free, so I only got the caffeine.
I didn't
even get sugar. I can't believe that.
I'm out.
We have
You have a water?
I do. I have a water. I'm a sharer.
Snapple, made from the best. Pepsi, made from the shit left over.
All right. Yes, that's a lot of water, Ted.
At Magic Moon Spirit
Should be
Jewelry.
Firewire.
What is that? Magic Moon Spirit Jewelry.
That's us.
That's us. That's our company.
Erica Monet said that. She said, "Oh my God, can't wait." At Magic Moon Spirit Jewelry. Oh my God, can't wait.
Yeah, they're excited about the wedding, and they're going to wear their pounds of jewelry that they've purchased from us to the wedding.
To the wedding. Yes.
Hi, Chris Sanders.
So all these people are going to weigh about an extra 50 pounds than what they normally were, to 100 pounds.
Listen, it's okay. Listen, I can match you. I have a necklace that's amethyst and citrine together. So there's that.
There you go.
Like it.
Yeah.
Look at that. Everybody's coming in. Hi, guys. Love you guys. Thanks for joining. I love it.
That's awesome. Thank you for coming in here and hanging out.
Come and listen to us and
yeah,
make jokes. And drink.
And
well,
here,
we don't have any drinks here. We should.
Okay.
John, you don't have anything here, right?
Well, it depends on what you want.
You got bourbon?
Yeah.
What kind of bourbon?
I don't care. Bourbon.
Grody.
If you are drinking, we're drinking. That's just how.
Ted, if you're gonna drink,
go drink. Go grab something.
Well, but everybody has to do it because everybody's got to bring it down at the same time. It's not fair if it's just two of us.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know if you guys know, but I do. I mean, you see how I am now. I didn't need the Mountain Dew to be like this.
Yeah.
I can't speak, but I did not need the Mountain Dew.
And she's allergic to alcohol.
I am allergic to alcohol.
So let her bring it down with water. You bring it down with water.
I mean,
Ted,
that's the Jack Fire. I can usually at least get one or two
Yeah,
in.
well, see, the bad problem about that is I'm the one that drives an hour.
Well, you can't
home.
get drunk. You can only bring it down once.
If I get it down once, I'm never getting back up.
Well, you can stay here, Teddy. There's couch space and there's blankies and pillows.
I want to make a statement here for everybody that's popping in here to watch Mooney and Dee with Ted and Cindy. This is something that Dee and I have been friends for a long time now. We actually started on the same radio network many moons ago.
Many moons.
Well, before that moon, but we started out a long time ago, and we've been friends ever since. And it was time for me to I needed some Dee time. I really did. I needed some Dee time, and I was like, you know what? We got to do this now because we have Jason Haas next week. We have to be serious. So this week we have to have our fun.
It's about having fun. It's about talking.
Yeah.
It's relaxing. It's getting down.
Yeah. Get down on it.
It's just, having a little bit of fun, friends talking with friends, and seeing how each other is after the whole COVID thing and just with everything
It's
that's
not
going
after,
on.
it's still in the midst
I know
of.
it's still there, but unfortunately, if
we
you
are
talk
not
to the
wearing
majority
masks
of the situation with people outside that door down there, not even 30 minutes west of us, they're still fucking morons.
Wait, it's still rioting in Rochester?
They're rioting everywhere. Yeah, there's still stuff going on. It's just all over the place.
This is the thing, is most of them are paid protesters. That's one of the things I just got on the page.
Not most of them.
In Rochester, it's paid protesters.
3,000 people is not paid protesters. I'm sorry, I disagree with you.
No, listen, I think that there's a lot of bullshit going on right now. I read what I read.
Well, no, I know. I just don't think that somebody's paying 3,000 people to riot. I just think that's wrong. That's all.
Well, billionaires have nothing better to do with their money than to pay people to go and riot.
I'm telling you right now, if I was a billionaire, I
wouldn't be paying people.
To riot.
No, right?
I'd
be like, what can
I
do?
on my own
with
freaking
this?
island right now.
No.
Doing my own thing.
Not
worrying about
I'd
COVID.
give people I'd give people money to come and meditate with me. Hell yeah. Let's do that.
Dee and Chris, just go get your drinks, it says.
And that's what he's doing. He's going to go get the drinks so that we can bring it down.
There you go. Bring it down.
Yeah, Ted, you and I started on the same radio network. I used to have, for those of you that follow Chris and I and didn't know this, I had a talk show back in 2016 that I started called Phenomena Encountered. And we started on the same radio network together, Ted and I. He had his show, I had my show called Phenomena Encountered. And when I first started that show, and it was the same kind of paranormal talk show radio where I would interview guests that were in the paranormal, that did paranormal research, that had written books, that had, done shows and, done it all, done their research. And I interviewed guests on that show. That's where I met Daniel Klaes, because when I used to do the show on my own, and I met him through there because I invited him to be a guest on the show. He was actually one of my very first guests I ever had on. And I invited him to be a guest on the show, and he had a blast. And I had a blast having him on there. We laughed almost the entire time, but we talked a lot about the Hinsdale House and how he came to purchasing the house and the history of the house and what helped make the decision to buy it and make it into a museum. And he's done a great job with it now. If you follow Dan and you see everything he's done with that house and how it's really becoming what he envisioned, I'm really happy for that. But I remember talking to him at first before he got to where he is now and thinking, wow. And I remember I felt, and I told him, I really do feel like you're going to do big things with the house and in the paranormal, and he's done that. And then he came on a show a second time because I remember it was one week I couldn't find a guest, and he and I had become pretty good friends. And I'm like, come back on the show. And we have our drinks now. Cheers. Bring it down. Mm-hmm. So he came back for a second time on Phenomena Encountered when it was just moi. And then again, we had another really good show. He kind of asked me questions, I asked him questions, and then after that I just told him, hey, I want to do a second Phenomena Encountered where you co-host with me. And then that's when Phenomena Encountered with Dee and Dan was born, and then we both did that show together for a while. And while I was on the show with Dan, we had different people that would come on the show. I mean, we had so many different Steve from Dead Files, and what's his name? The author that does Ancient Aliens sometimes. Nick Redfern. I remember he was one of my favorite guests that I had on, and there was so many different like Bigfoot, UFO, MUFON people. It was always an interesting show. And then finally, he says I was stalking him, but I promise you I wasn't stalking him. I started following him on Twitter because I was intrigued by the Ghost Box. I was like, ooh, what's this Ghost Box thing? So I followed him. He had no clue I was following him. And I mentioned to Dan, I said, hey, what about this guy, Chris Moon? Have you seen what he does? He's like, yeah, I follow him. I see what he does. Just so happened that Dan was going to go do a show.
I invited him to a conference in
Denver.
That I was throwing called the Dark Matters Paranormal Symposium. It was me and Elizabeth Saint. We were putting it on.
Oh.
And we invited Dan out and a bunch of other people.
And that's when Dan met Chris, and he's like, hey, so why don't you come be a guest on my show? Because Dan knew I wanted to get him on, and he did. And then that's when you and I became like this after that. Like immediately, like best friends.
Right when I came on the show, the first thing I did is I pretended like I had no idea that the show was taking place. Right when she called me on air. And I basically said, who is this? No, I didn't agree to do this show. And it was one of those kind of things. And she's like, oh my God, she was mortified.
I was mortified. And I'm like, Dan, you didn't tell him? Dan. And he was like, no, who is this? I don't know. And I'm like, Dan, I thought you said. And Dan was like, oh, I forgot. He started playing into it too. And I'm like turning red on air. And then he's like, acting. And I'm like, oh my God.
Danny, Danny just popped into the chat room.
Hey, Dan, I was just talking about you. It's reunion time. So that was really cool after that show because he and I became really good friends. We started working together, and he would send me links to this and that, and I would send him stuff that I wanted him to look at and what he thought, get his opinion on certain, pictures or whatever that I would capture. And then we decided, why don't we do a show together? And I was like, okay, I do a show with Dan. Now I'm going to do a show with Chris. But we did it, and I was able to juggle both shows. And Box Talk was born, and still going strong every Wednesday night.
And it started out as just like it was a talk show.
It was a talk show,
and it was like kind of a comedy / talk show kind of thing. And then somehow it morphed into
doing only readings,
psychic readings. You guys do readings, go. And so we spend like an hour just like hauling ass through reading after reading after reading after reading after reading. We love it though.
You and Dan started doing a show together.
Dan and I started a show called Manscaping, and then we actually got a sponsor. He went out and got a scrub sponsor. And I told him today, it came up on our memories, and I was like, oh my God, Dan, we have to do this again. People love that show. So we're talking about actually doing it again.
Dan and Chris's show was, you need to be a guest on that show.
Yes.
I remember the manscaping and how it started. I remember that episode.
Cheers.
I remember plenty of episodes. Blue Balls was one of the normal.
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds like a show I would love to be on.
Yeah, it was a short run, but it was really quality material.
It was quality material, and you guys need to bring it back because this world needs more laughs, and you and Dan are hilarious together.
Yeah.
Dan is pretty funny. He is so funny.
Yeah.
It was good. Anyways, like she was saying, we started out on the same radio network, and then the radio network, the gentleman got sick. Remember, he got
really
sick, and then it came to the point where he was going to disband, I guess, the radio station at that point. And so then we all had no choice but to go our own separate ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, Testicle Tuesdays, Dan says.
That's hysterical.
Blue balls, better with butter. Yes, that's a great hashtag, Robert White.
Everybody used to say whenever Phenomena Encounter would come on with Dee and Dan, it was on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, and it was called Testicle Tuesdays, Phenomena Encounter.
Yeah. Well, we have something here that started 2 years ago, and it's called
Parabutter.
Parabutter. And it was actually it was a picture of Land O'Lakes butter, and it actually had our pictures on it, and it said Parabutter on the side of it, and we still have that picture here somewhere.
Oh my gosh, somewhere,
it just got passed around all over the place.
Yeah,
so
and everything is gonna butter you up basically with Parabutter.
Yeah.
Why does that remind me of Jack Black for some reason? It's got like some kind of
it's gonna butter you up.
with that whole thing.
I'm gonna brown you up.
And yes,
eat you up.
The pickle show was the other thing. The word pickles.
The pickle show.
Yeah, the pickle show.
I'm still bitter over that.
The word pickle was something that was
I
used
love
for
pickles.
I am so bitter over the pickle show.
Yeah, you're
either have a serious show.
Or we can have a funny show, but we can't do both because once you get Dee laughing, that's it, guys. And they kept saying pickle, and I was gone. I laughed the entire show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
There was a lot of things that I learned from Dee's show that most of the time I just put it on and I'd lay there and watch movies on TV, but I'd leave the volume down on the TV
so you could listen.
So I could listen. And most times
fantastic.
I was laughing so freaking hard. I couldn't even turn the TV back up because I had to hear what came next. I couldn't turn it off. I had to wait and hear what somebody said. You know, and when
awesome.
Dee started laughing, it was all over with. I was dying. I was crying most of the time because when she starts laughing, you can't help it because she snorts, and the snort gets me. And then I start laughing, and then you're just done. The whole show's just done at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pickles.
Pickle on pickles.
Oh, pickle. Hashtag pickled on pickles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pickled on pickles.
Pickled on pickles. There you go.
Slick down with butter.
Dee and I have had a little bit of a history, not as much as what she has with Chris and Dan, but
for obvious reasons.
Oh no, here we go. You're gonna break it into that now, aren't you? Fucking breeder. Anyways, we just had a lot of fun, so I brought Dee back a lot of times on the show just because I needed a laugh or I just
one
missed her,
snort at least per show. Danny says
it's true. It's true.
It is true.
Yes.
It is true.
He did. He did.
One of the shows that we had was actually to see how long it took us to get you to snort.
Yeah.
We're drinking again.
So
cheers.
But so let's, now that we're on the serious subject for just a short period of time,
Oh,
because
are
it's not
we?
going to last long.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes,
Please,
sir, yes.
please continue.
Yeah. So trying to be serious here, and yeah, like that's ever going to happen. But you know, so on the paranormal side, what's been happening with you two?
It's been good. I mean, things slowed down obviously with the whole COVID things. Things slowed down because we couldn't travel, we couldn't do much, we couldn't, and that's really the basis of what we do is traveling and visiting locations and putting on events and bringing people over to our events and investigating haunted locations, and that's what we love to do. But we had to reschedule several events that we had planned.
To cancel a couple. We had to reschedule.
Yeah.
We actually rescheduled Hinsdale House for July, and that's almost sold out now. But
I'm excited for that one.
That's gonna be cool. But yeah, New York needs to reopen, guys, so we can get up there.
And we had a location we were really excited about going to, the Boyd House.
Yeah, in Minnesota.
In Minnesota, the Boyd House.
We had to cancel that one, postpone it, whatever. But we're gonna be out doing that. But we still do Ghost Box Chronicles, and
we still do Ghost Box Chronicles.
It's interesting. That show was, you know, we actually set it up as kind of a regular, like what you'd see on TV. We film it, we do the sessions, we do Facebook Live at the box and all that kind of stuff, so people could participate live and then see the replay. And then, you know, it just became a thing where we're like, you know, why don't we just do this more live? Because we were on Vidi Space for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, hey guys, why don't you just do this live show where you go out there and do the investigations and use the box and do all that. And we kind of kept that format afterwards. And I like it.
I like the live format because like people know, you know, we're going live, but it's going to be a live investigation. And yet we're engaging the audience. We talk to them kind of like we're talking to them right now. We'll be looking at the live feed and they're going with us on the investigation. They're listening to whether they're watching whether we're using the REM pod or if we're using, you know, the SLS camera or if we're using the Ghost Box, whatever it is we're using, they're there, they're watching, they're getting the results we get in real time. So it's really cool because I get to hear it. You know, one of my favorite live investigations that we did, well, that was a lot of them. So I don't know if it was one of my favorite, but one of the ones that I enjoyed doing because a lot happened live right then and there was the McKeenter.
Okay, yeah.
McKeenter Villa, but also
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That was an impromptu investigation.
I want to go to New Orleans. Oh my gosh. It's on my list.
We did, we were at the Hotel Monteleone and in the French Quarter just before you kind of cross over into downtown. And it's an awesome place. We've got this thing called the Carousel Bar where, on a side note, it's so awesome. It's actually from France, and it's the United States only spinning bar. So you go sit on it, and it actually spins. It's so cool. It's so awesome. But anyway, oh yeah,
it's a Jack Fire.
It is a cool place. So we were doing the investigation there. Well, the first night we did Bloody Mary. We went to.
That's right.
Yeah, we went and actually did the Bloody Mary Haunted Museum, where the ghost boxes are. We have Ghost Box 1, 2, and 3 sitting.
She's got a display in the museum.
It's on loan. But we did that because that was the Zach and Natty murder house site. And so we did that the first night, and then we went the second night and did the Hotel Monteleone from our room at the Hotel Monteleone.
Yeah.
And got some of the most insane evidence you've ever heard. I mean, like on command, things were happening inside the room. The room actually started shaking at one point.
Our room was shaking, and people that were watching us live saw it and heard it. And they were with us when we went outside the room, checked. There was no one outside. Checked out the window. There was no cars passing by. There was no people. Our room, live on camera, when we were asking them to, you know, yeah, that's what it was. We were crossing a bunch of spirits over.
Through the Ghost Box.
And there was so much energy just in that room that it started to shake live on camera. And everyone was like, oh my God.
And we had one of our friends / fans who was there with us, and she was in the room. She could not believe what was going on.
Her face was like, because she was feeling it too and hearing it, and the room shaking. We were like, what? I mean, there's no trains that pass by there. There was no, so it was like, and it was just our room because I walked out I remember, and I asked people that were in the hallway, I'm like, did you guys just feel that? Did you get, and nobody outside the room knew what we were talking about, felt it. It was just our room that reacted that way. It was crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, it was a really insane investigation.
It really was.
But yeah, stupid COVID has completely screwed up.
Yes.
And doing anything fun right now. So
it has screwed up everything. The paranormal community. I mean, most of the events that were scheduled are now scheduled on top of each other. So pretty much you got people just trying to figure out where they're going to go because their favorite place that they wanted to go is now on top of a secondary favorite place. So you know, and it kind of sucks. I mean, we're scheduled to go to Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, July 24th and 5th and 6th or whatever. Right. And right now we're hoping it's still going to happen because we don't know. We still don't. People are still canceling things.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like COVID suddenly has become old news, and now everything's happening is the whole new fad. But unfortunately, with everything, with all the unrest that's going on, you just never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, it's crazy. You just don't know. I'm like, oh my God, you didn't even know what's going to happen. What's the next? I almost feel like every month that we welcome, there's a new
something.
Yes.
Well, and this one goes to Psychic Cindy too. On this one, I was talking to my mom at Mama Moon. If you guys don't know, she has Spirited Chat on Paranormal Warehouse. But we were all talking about this, and as a psychic, this has been the most bizarre time because none of us can get a line on what the hell is going to happen next.
Yeah,
I got goosebumps all over my body. So we both know that truth has been spoken when something is spoken like that. Yeah. And the thing is, it is crazy. I think something dramatically shifted because Spirit was initially telling me in March that, 4 weeks for COVID, like that was it. And then something dramatically changed. And I don't know what the hell that was, but I actually felt it. And not only that, what is that called? When that effect, like
butterfly.
The butterfly effect?
Not butterfly effect. It's M-A something effect.
The Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. I actually had an experience, and it was after that information I got from Spirit. I had seen one of my friends, and he said something, and I'm like, no, what are you talking about? I'm like, no, this is what you told me before. And he's like, no, I've never told you that. So it's so crazy because I literally know that he wasn't just lying about something. It was something.
Yeah, something has shifted, Cindy. You're right about that.
It literally shifted. And then I'm like, okay, well, I was questioning it in beginning of, end of March. And then all of a sudden it was just reaffirmed at the end of April because another thing with the same person. He's like, no, that I've never said that. That's never happened. I'm like,
that's happening a lot.
It's happening a lot. It's happened to us already several times, and we have felt the shift. Something has totally shifted.
Because just recently, for me, I live in a house that's been haunted since I don't know forever, and but we've had things that it's been dormant for a long time. It's been very calm and stuff, and then I was trying to relate. All right, so now I'm getting
it too.
Here we go.
Freaking me out right now.
So we're we're both getting it now because it's
wow.
Literally.
I know it's terrible right now.
I don't want to touch. I don't want to acknowledge it right now.
Okay, we won't. But it's in my legs now too, just so you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyways, we've had
it's
something.
Freaking me out a little bit right now.
And we've been talking about this. We talked about it the other night. There's something really weird going on because it must be a shift of some kind because this place that I've been living in, we've always seen a shadow. We've always seen this figure in the house, but he has never been
stuff there. We knew that.
And he's never been violent. He's never been, it's always like a quick pass, you know how it is,
knock on the door while we're talking.
He would knock on the door. He would annoy me sometimes. And I think it was more because of a fun thing for him to do. But lately,
it started again.
Yeah, it did. Just because I mentioned it again. I have had some really strange things happening there. Levitation.
Wow.
The dreams and really, what do you want to call them?
How do you explain it?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how to explain it. let's just put it this way. It comes to a point like probably all right, so I'm going to back it up for a second. So about 6 months prior to this all changing, I was working at a location as a clerk. Okay. I had people messaging me on Facebook saying there's a big orange ball over top of your building. I'm like, what?
I remember you talking
So I was
about that.
getting people calling me while they're sitting on top of their trailers or their houses saying, yeah, we're watching this big orange ball over your store where you're working. I go, like, right now? They're like, yeah, right now there's a big orange ball over your building. Wow. So I would go out and look, and I didn't see it. And they would say, oh, it went away. But I was getting numerous people that just didn't know this conversation before that were saying that there's been times that you were there was this orange ball. And there was times that when I wasn't there was an orange ball. And I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking? I've never heard of an orange ball or anywhere, you know. And then I started getting pretty vivid dreams. And I'm going to say this, and people can make fun of me and call me a liar or whatever, but when I sleep very, very light. So any that's out of the ordinary wakes me up. Okay. And we're talking about, it felt like that I was, this whole levitation thing, like I was, there's no other way to say it except aliens or UFOs. Like I was.
I believe you. I don't think you're crazy. I totally believe you.
Like I was.
Had weird experiences.
They're, you know, reaching out to me or something.
Yep.
And then lately, in fact, I mentioned it, and not even a day later, something attacked me in my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I kept waking up because at this point I wasn't sleeping. So like right now, you're lucky if I get 2 hours of sleep, and I don't go to bed till 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning when the light's up, because I can't sleep. It's almost like my body's saying, if you go to sleep, something's going to happen to you.
I want you to put salt around your room.
Oh, I can't. No. I'll do what I normally do, but I won't put salt. So anyways,
what about black salt?
I've been doing, I just got back into my Native American history that I had left behind for almost 20 years because of being in the band and touring. And a lot of things from that I wasn't, you know, when you get busy, especially like Chris, you understand this, when you're in a band and you're on the road and you're doing stuff, you forget certain things. It has to be good. It has to be put on the back burner for the time being, unless it's immediate family. And so a lot of things I lost, and I hadn't been doing it for a while. So I just recently, I was cleaning out the house, and I got some dumpsters, and I was kind of taking some shit out. And that's when things started to amp up even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in and I found some of my old recordings from the band when I first started out in 94, 93, 94, some of the original music that I recorded. I even went out and bought a cassette boombox just so I could listen.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Tapes.
Where the hell did you find
Walmart, believe it or not, for $40.
Fantastic.
And so I went and got that, and I started listening to the songs, and some of my old Native American songs that I've written and sang from. There's an artist, his name is Bill Miller. He's a Mohican or a writer, and
Mohacan.
Yeah, Mohacan. There you go. And I've always valued his writing and his music, and he was very inspirational for me. So that's what I write when I write music. It's more of an alternative world music than it is anything else. And when I brought that stuff out and started playing it again, there was this whole shift, another shift on top of another shift. But now I'm finding that the person that's always been in that house is now kind of watching over me.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, it's kind of protecting me now, which is great. So, but last night was the first night in probably 3 weeks that I've actually had a good night's sleep. I went to bed at 4 o'clock, and I didn't wake up until 11.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I'm not surprised that you've had, like, it's happened. Right now it's happening to a lot of people. A lot of people experiencing the same thing. And it's because of the shift. Something has happened, something has shifted, and it's really messed with different vibrations and different frequencies and energies that's around everyone. And the entities, the spirits, the energies are able to really be a lot more active right now. a lot more active, and show themselves more, and be more present. And it's like you can't even question it anymore. It's just you can.
It's crazy. I mean, if you're watching any of the TV shows, like one that I watch, I don't like a lot of the paranormal TV shows, to be honest with you. But one that I do enjoy is Paranormal Caught on Camera, because it's real people having experiences and saying, what the hell is this? And I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah.
And the amount, and we've all been investigators for years, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen some crazy stuff through the years. The things that are happening right now are unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, you've got full-blown shadow people that will stay on camera for 3 minutes, throwing plates and turning tables over and everything else. That would have been the most monumental capture ever in the early 2000s or late 90s, whatever the case might be. And it's commonplace today. So, here's the crazy thing, and we talk about this all the time. CERN.
Yes.
CERN.
Yes, CERN.
They
Ted.
They're over there tearing holes in dimensions, and this goes back to today, where we are right now. I genuinely, my belief, my feeling, the one thing that stayed true with me is the work that's being done at CERN has caused a lot of things that are happening right now that are very present. It's made it possible for the individuals who are responsible for these things to do what they needed to do to make this happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like things are being manipulated on a constant basis. People probably think I'm nuts now for saying this, but I feel like energy is being shifted minute to minute to achieve an agenda. And that's
you know what? And we're going to sound like nutcases saying this, but you probably agree with me on that, or maybe you don't, Ted. But I do believe that part of it has to do with, the part of the agenda is mind control, and part of what CERN is doing is trying to send out these waves, or these, because it affects everything. They can affect, weather. They can affect emotions. They can affect. Energies are able to, like I said, make themselves more present. They're opening dimensions.
The smallest amount of energy, depending on what the energy is, can affect, and we've seen that from our own studies, where if you put a bird in a room, in a cage, and you put certain types of music waves, just music waves alone, in that room, they're being affected by it. Infrasound.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's, you can look at it as audio, you can look at it as light, you can look at it any types of energy that you're putting out there, whether it's man-made or not, it's affecting the world.
It is.
CERN is amping everything up, and they're making it a lot worse, and they're not thinking about what their repercussions are. Now, in September, I'm going to go back that far. In September, Cindy and I, was it September that we were in Ithaca?
Oh, yeah. No. It was end of July.
End of July. We were in,
because we literally went from Gettysburg a couple days later, and then we went to Ithaca.
So we went to a haunted location, and the first time ever caught on tape was not.
It was crazy.
This you've never heard of this being captured on film, any way, shape, or form, whether it was from a TV show or somebody with their own camera or whatever. But this was actual manifestation of energy. This was something that actually
you literally watched it go from nothing to full body.
Now we were on. This was from Ghost Nation, first season, episode 10. And we're with Jason and the guys, Jason and Steve and Dave.
They were so excited.
They were like, wow, everybody's mouth dropped, because nobody's ever seen anything like this.
Wow.
And this was something that the camera, it moved with motion, and actually from start to finish, it followed this thing. And it was like, how when wind and snow and when the snow is falling, the wind catches it, and it kind of makes this little circle. That's what it was like. And then it just kind of formed into a dark figure and then walked away. And it was crazy. You could almost describe it as like something coming through a portal, to be honest with you. But it's never ever been caught on film. And this is the first time ever. And since that, to me, it was kind of like something started shifting back then.
Yes.
So it was pre-July of 2019.
Yeah.
And things just started to amp up, and now my legs are starting.
This shift has been happening. It didn't just happen. It's happening in recent, back, 6 months ago, or even further back from that. But it has been happening. It's been happening slowly, steadily. It's been progressive, and it's been happening. It's been getting bigger and bigger, and the energy's been getting more and more intense. And everybody feels it. I mean, people with abilities right now that even if they had the smallest abilities and couldn't dive into their abilities, they're going. Everybody, if you talk to different people with abilities, they're all having similar situations. One of them, and I know I've been having it, Chris has been having it, several friends of ours, and Cindy, maybe you've been having this too, but the hearing almost on a constant every day of the high frequency.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I literally have been losing my mind. Like, what in the hell? Why am I hearing this almost every day?
Yeah, the high frequency. And it's like,
yes.
Yeah. It's been happening. And that's because those, people with that special ability that are tuned into the energies, something is disrupting it, and you're hearing it. I hear it almost every day, and I know
goosebumps all over my body. I can't tell you, Dee, what you just did for me. So listen, we both know, we all know here in this room that there's been a change in consciousness. Everybody's vibration is being lifted here. We know that. We get it. But the thing is there are things we cannot explain. The disruptions in sleep, the anxiety that everybody's feeling, the headaches,
off the chart.
The headaches, there's so many. Some of it's apathy for some people. Some of it, they just don't understand. They don't feel sad. They don't feel happy. They're just there.
When
Do you
you're
know
an
what I mean?
empath, it is terrible.
Oh, no.
Yes, I was just going to say that, Ted, for empaths right now.
Yes.
I have serious emotional problems because of it. I'm on medication for anxiety. And even with my medication, I will walk to a certain place and I will be there for like a minute or two. And I'm like, I can't stay here.
No. Yep.
I gotta leave. I can't stay here.
Going grocery shopping right now is probably the worst thing. If you could tell me like 6 months ago, I'd be like, oh, that's fine. I'll take mom out. We'll go grocery shopping. It's fine. Literally, mom says, I need something from the grocery store. And I'm literally like, oh, shit. I got to go out again.
Same thing, right? When we walk through the grocery store, like we get inside, both of us
panic,
like our level goes through
here.
You're picking up on everybody's emotions, the feelings, the overall.
I just have to say real quick because your mom popped in and then she's popping up to your show. Say hi, Mama Moon, and bye. Good luck on your show.
It's bad. I mean, all you really have to do is just walk outside your own home and it's out there. You don't have to go to the store. You don't have to go anywhere.
Oh no!
And
well, it's really just worse.
Strange, and I'm going to say this because I normally, and this is something that I just thought about, and maybe this is something that we need to start paying attention to. It's not just not us that it's affecting, because I like where I live way out in the country, and I have a lot of wild animals on my property and stuff. And lately, the animals have been acting strange as well.
Yeah.
My girlfriend who lived in Arizona said, have you guys had like all the animals like just coming up to the houses?
You talk to Robert White. Robert White, they're in Australia. He can put his arm out his door and all these birds will land on it.
I saw that.
Parrots, yeah, we saw that video.
That's crazy.
I have a beaver and 2 black mink down back behind my house, and they don't ever come up. Wow. And now they're coming up and they're playing on the backyard of my house.
There's not much.
We're surrounded by, literally, we have wild ducks that treat like they're like pets now. They come up to us like we're old friends. We have grackles, tortoises. We've got all these creatures.
The animals come up to us like nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had a deer do that today to me. And you're just like,
crazy.
What? You never see them.
It's not.
It's almost like they're looking to connect.
And what about that is, do you remember that like fall I told you I had in my house?
Yes, you did.
So I
it
mean,
was crazy.
Even the bear and all that stuff isn't afraid anymore. I mean, they're usually the ones that stay away. But in my house, I've never had bear or even the coyotes come up that close to the house, but they are now.
Yeah, and it's crazy. All the validation. I'm watching the chat room, and like so many people are like agreeing that they hear the ringing in the ears. Julie Cole says she hears it. Tim Conwell says he gets the high frequency all the time. Angelina, so many people that are in here talking say that they hear that high frequency, that they felt the shift, and they see it. Like also the empaths that are in there, like, that get affected by energy and absorb energy. They all say it's hard. The grocery store is hard for them. Go outside that. It's just everything. It's just, the word is energy.
Yes.
And the energy has shifted, and the energy has changed, and the energy is affecting everyone.
And you got commercials,
but in the same way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's crazy because something that just came to me is because my cat doesn't act wild and crazy. I mean, he has his moments. But he's my familiar, so I can, when I see stuff in me, I definitely see him, right? And things, I look to him even first, because he will even pick things up for me before it comes to me. And so the thing is he's been really good, but then I'm like, wait a second, why isn't Simeon having all of these things? And I just realized they literally just showed me my house as I sit here in the studio. They literally just showed me my house. I have protected my house so much with white light, with salt, with everything. And I've just now put it together that I have protected myself so much that's why anytime I walk out of my house, I feel drained.
Exactly. Well, and our whole business that we have is crystals. I'm talking crystal, any kind you could possibly imagine. Our entire warehouse is filled with crystals. These are our customers' things in the back over here. So, we're talking crystals, and you get that great energy, whether it amplifies or balances or grounds this. And when you leave the house, even with the crystals you're wearing, it still changes. And you feel that shift right when you leave.
And I'll tell you one thing, I'm a big believer in crystals and crystal healing and the energy that if I did not wear my crystals every day, that's why I tell people, like, even if you have to start with a basic crystal quartz to balance and clear the energy, especially right now with the energy shift, like a simple crystal quartz will help clear, balance, and just keep away all negativity, because that's what it does. So just learning the basics. You can cleanse with a crystal quartz. You can use it to balance you. You can use it to help keep you focused, even just a basic crystal quartz. And I always tell them, just have that. If you want to have a stone in your pocket, you want to wear one. It's so important right now. And they do.
Well, I can tell you this, that I spoke to a lot of people lately that are going back to their roots. They're going back, like they're planting their gardens. They're doing all that stuff in the past, trying to catch up on stuff. A lot of people are going back to, at least where I live, they're going back to nature. They're going back to a lot of things that, because, gardening, playing in the dirt, finding, like, I came here tonight and I found some colt's foot out back. John's got colt's foot out here and didn't even know he had it growing. And it's like, oh my God, I'm going to come back and grab it and I'm going to grow it at my house, because it's hard to find colt's foot right now.
Stealing my plants.
Yes, I am. And I'm going to steal your plants.
I'm doing it.
And, so, there's a lot of things that, and just because I have 10 acres of land that I put herbs on continuously. When I find them off the side of the road, when I find them somewhere that I can bring to the house, I do, so that I can grow them and keep them nice and fresh. You don't know what's going to happen. I had a guy tell me like 2 weeks ago that he feels, and this is his like prediction, he feels that we're going to be living in a place like that TV movie, Mad Max. He really believes we're going to be living in a place like that eventually here.
Oh my God.
And I'm thinking that's terrible. I don't want to live like that.
It's funny. I have felt that energy, but I have shifted. Like, I am specifically, when I see that, I just send love out to the universe, because only we can shift that into a different reality.
And I don't know if I'm
the same thing. Exactly the same thing. If you get enough people together on the same page, and I know it sounds very hippie and new age, but the truth is, honestly, if you get a conscious group of people together thinking the same thing, bringing the same thing, it's the only thing that can happen. It's all about manifestation. So
absolutely,
we encourage that all the time, guys. Just get on the same page. Let's build a better reality.
What I like to tell people is,
people think we're crazy though when we say that.
But if you think about what mass hysteria is for one moment, I've
used, not what we're in?
But wait a minute, I've used this before in my lectures, that if you think about the way mass hysteria works, now if you were to make that a positive,
oh God, right,
instead of a negative,
right,
Could you imagine what it could do for the world?
So
and people go, mass hysteria. I'm like, you don't realize how much mass hysteria really affects a group of people.
Absolutely.
And it can pass on. It's like a COVID. It just goes from one to another. And that's why they tell you, hey, if you're walking down the street, smile to a stranger.
Yeah, that's
because
what
you
I
can
do.
help change their mood. And it's true.
Unless you live in Detroit.
Unless you live in Detroit.
I literally tell people, listen, smile. Just smile at somebody because you never know if you're saving their life that day.
Yeah. So
that's our tagline.
Yeah.
So every show we end with is smile and remember to make somebody else smile too.
Every show,
That's-
smile and remember to make someone else smile too. I've said that since before I had a show. I used to say it all the time. Yeah. Smile and remember to make someone else smile too. I've always said that. So
That's
it's
hysterical. That's amazing. We're on the wavelength, Dee.
Yeah, Ted, you remember? I've always said that smile thing. Smile and remember to make someone
literally.
Well,
If you go back to my older posts, literally everything is like smile or I'm smiling and doing this.
Well, we've had
that's
like here
hysterical.
at
That's
Paratalk
fantastic.
Radio. How do we end the show? Remember, wherever there is darkness,
there's always
the
delight.
I like it.
You know,
right.
Actually, it's delight. It's
Delight.
light. But anyways, it's the fact is that you can change everything.
Yes.
All you have to do is a way of thinking. But wait, let me finish now. My other show, Talk with Teddy, I always end that with remember to while you're taking care of yourself, take care of your neighbors.
Exactly.
And it's an old way of thinking, but believe it or not, back in the day, everybody helped everybody, and it made it better. You know. But we have to take a break. We have to pay some bills here. So
yes,
guys, hang tight. We'll be back here in a second. We got a couple commercials to run. I gotta have that for a second though, dear. And hang tight. Go ahead. Sorry.
News, co-authored by Keith Spratley, is available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. Get your copies today. You're listening to WLFE DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
All right.
I want to say something to one of the people in here.
Oh, okay. So real quick, I just want to say we are sitting here with Christopher Moon and Dee Garcia, two of our friends. They are investigators of the paranormal as well as spiritual people. And they also do jewelry and custom jewelry and stuff like that as well. They're fantastic people. I love them. I've known Dee for a long time. I just love my little Gigglesworth. Turn it over to Cindy here. She's got a couple things that she wants to say.
Well, so Mary Ellen said that she feels like she's getting an ulcer. Well, number one, I would say to try some apple cider vinegar, to try and bring back some hydrochloric acid in your stomach, but also really try and meditate, because ulcers are like made because we're doing emotional damage to ourselves.
And
so really about
stress and anxiety
grounding
and just the stuff that we're going through.
Yeah.
Especially coming down from everything that's been happening for the 2 months. We have sucked in so much stress.
Ugh.
And people's emotions,
I mean, all the fear that's going on right now.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy. People that I thought were like really truly in love, like they could never do anything wrong, are like they're like, you always see them like they're like the most lovable couples. Like they made you sick with their posts on Facebook, like, oh, I love you, honey. Oh, I love you, Pooh Bear. Oh, I love you. I used to puke when I read their stuff, and now they're fighting, and it's like it's because they're stuck in the same house next to each other. I'm like, oh, he's not your Pooh Bear, is he? Now he's your puke bear. You know, it's like,
oh my
gosh. It's like they're just fighting, and it's just guys. Just remember, the people that you live with, you do love. Yes, you do. Don't tell me you don't, because you do. That's why you're there. That's why you're family. That's why you're living in the same house.
That's not why you're family.
Well, I'm just saying that's why they're there. They love each other.
You can choose your friends. You can't choose your family.
Oh, bullshit. I choose my family all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Dee's my family, and we're not related.
But you're not living with Dee.
No, I'm not living with
Think
Dee.
about the people you're living with.
Well, if I was living with Dee, we would never get anything done.
Think about the people you're living with.
I do love my parents, even though he's the biggest bigot and racist in the world. I do love him, you know, and he does call me a lot of bad names every single day in my life, but still I love him. He's my dad, you know. I'm hoping that someday.
Nope.
Yeah, well, he's got dementia, so maybe he'll forget.
He'll forget that he hates. That would be great.
He hates things.
What a blessing that would be.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, something is accidentally muted.
Robert says
so they're talking about there's no sound. Can you guys hear us now?
I can hear. Okay. I can hear.
Okay, they're saying it was back. It must have been while
Robert White in Australia is my family. Yes, Robert, you are my family. And yep, Heather Palermo is definitely my family, even though her sisters divorced my brother. We're still family.
I love that Heather. I love my Heather.
And I just want to say something real quick that I had a really dear friend pass away. And I want to say to any of my friends that knew him and family that are listening right now, I feel your pain. I'm so sorry. He was, I wish I would have had more time to spend with him in these last couple of years, because he had cancer and he hid it from us for a long time.
Oh, Jesus.
And,
my uncle did that.
Yeah, he died and he was only like 85 pounds when he died. Yeah, it was.
My
it
gosh.
was. And
I
just want to say that, John, the Magic Man, I love you, brother. I love you. Can I tell you a quick story? Do you guys mind?
Oh, go ahead. For
it.
I'm sorry, we're on their clock. I
know. Well, I'm going to talk about John the Magic Man for a second, because I was working at a bar and he would come in, and I was actually managing the club, and then my band would play from time to time and stuff. But John came in one night, and I happened to be off. I was just there drinking with everybody else. And John was one of these guys that would come up and do that close magic, you know, right in front of your face. And he had this thing where he took straws, like stir sticks, and he would put them up his nose and they would disappear. Well, we were drinking very heavily, and so was he. And so we're talking about magic. He's doing magic. I go, John, you got to do the straw thing. You got to do the stir stick thing.
Oh God.
And he did it. And he actually shoved it up his nose, and he started bleeding profusely.
Oh my God.
And so here's puddles of blood all over the place. And he goes, the fucking stir sticks trick, you really had to make me do the freaking stir stick trick. I'm like, oh, I just said do it. Doesn't mean you have to listen to me. For years, for like 15 years, I would bring it up just for fun, and he'd be so mad and beat red. But it ended up being one of our conversation pieces. It's like it always was one of those things that it meant something to us.
Was that at Max Houston's?
That actually, no, it wasn't Max Houston's. It was was it S&B Grill, Bar and Grill in Avon. Used to be it was there where the old Golden Spur used to be. So yeah, so that was one of my fondest memories with John. And the fact is that when that boy sang, he sounded identical to Billy Joel.
What?
Identical to Billy Joel.
Wow.
If they needed voiceover work as Billy Joel, he was the guy to do it.
That's amazing.
He was fantastic. You remember that song? I know you guys know it. The one where I fought the law, but the
Love.
Oh my God, he sang that. I could have.
That's John Cougar Mellencamp.
I know, but he still sang that song, but it sounded like Billy Joel singing it, and I thought it was fantastic.
That's
so I'd always
amazing.
say to him, I go, "Why didn't Billy Joel cut that song?" You know, it was freaking awesome. What are you doing? You're saging yourself.
Apparently,
the invisible one is saging yourself. How does that work if you're invisible?
I'm eating almonds. Sorry, guys.
What's visibility got to do with it?
What's visibility got to do?
Visibility got to do with it.
Oh my
There's a
God.
lot wrong
Stephanie
with all
Smith,
of
thank
us.
you for joining. She says, I'm finally here.
But
But welcome.
it's because John is invisible. It's Invisible John. That's what we call him.
Yeah, that's true.
What's
You can see me in the pile of smoke over here.
Smoke?
Rick.
I love it. It smells fantastic.
I can't smell it. So
It's sage and cedar.
I'm so used to sage and all that stuff. I don't smell it anymore.
Ah,
So, Erica, thank you so much. She says, so sorry for your loss, Ted. Sending love and prayers to you and his family. Well, thank you. We really appreciate that.
Cindy, what are you drinking or smoking?
Yeah.
Well,
Chuck,
listen, you know that song,
This is
Adamant?
just her. Yeah. You don't drink, don't smoke.
Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Don't drink, don't smoke.
She doesn't have to.
I don't have to. I'm a party all the time.
That's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's Eddie Murphy.
Party all the time. Listen, you can't stump me, okay?
See, Cindy says she's on this keto plan. I think really what's happening is something in her body is kicking out, like like a meth or something. She's all
she's a kook. She's just a plain kook.
Could you imagine if I was on crack or
oh God, no.
John is over here going, no.
definitely. All.
So let's talk jewelry. We haven't talked jewelry yet. So,
Ooh, I love
let's talk
talking
about your jewelry
jewelry.
business. We haven't gotten
Yeah,
there.
Magic Moon. We started Magic Moon back in Magic Moon Spirit Jewelry. We started that in 2018.
Like summer of 2018.
Summer of 2018 is when it started. And
it was kind of a weird little transition because we were doing just psychic readings, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our whole life was just psychic readings.
our business was Moon D LLC, obvious Moon D LLC. And we were doing, psychic readings. We were doing events. We were doing under the Moon D LLC. And then we started, because, I've always been really crystal healer. I've always been, believed in the power of crystals and had them around me and used them for cleansing and used them for this and that and balancing. And, tell people what crystals to use for which chakras and done chakra readings and all that kind of stuff. And then something hit us where a couple of our followers and people that we would do readings for used to say, I'm still waiting for you guys to start with you, because Dee, you're always giving us, I used to, like Teresa McGowan, it was her, I do have to credit her for, she would say, you're always talking to people about crystals and their uses of crystals, and why don't you do spirit jewelry? And I told her, I said, well, I like to make things, but I just do it for fun. And she's like, but why don't you start making them? Well, because it's going to be hard to make a lot of the same thing, but she got me motivated me to do it. She's like, the way you help people with doing the chakra readings and guiding them and educating them what crystals to use for, which chakras, if their sacral chakra needs balancing, or if their root chakra needs activation, or if their third eye chakra needs to be activated and cleansed and decalcified. I can help them and guide them what crystals to use for that. And she's like, why don't you start jewelry, the spiritual jewelry? So we're like, all right, maybe I'll give it a whirl. And we started to create these pieces, and we found a really awesome local supplier for the stones. And it went from there. I started, the first sale we had was like, let's just see if they like it.
She started like doing some creations and stuff, and they looked really good. And so we went live, and we're like, well, yeah, let's see if anybody wants this. And literally, like within minutes, we were sold out of everything.
We were sold out of everything within minutes.
Oh, and then once we were done with that, we're like, we need to do something special with this. So we thought, we're both practitioners, so we thought, why don't we charge all the jewelry in front of the altar
positive energy,
with archangel candle magic? Let's really put the highest good into all this stuff. And we really focused on it. And we sent out the first batch of it, and people went crazy. They're like, oh my God, I can feel.
They could feel the supercharged energy in the crystals. Like, not, they had before, like, if it was a crystal quartz piece, like, I've worn crystal quartz, and yes, I feel the energy of the quartz, but I don't know what you guys did with this. I'm like, well, it just sat on my altar while we put positive intent and call us crazy magic into it, if you will, healing, right. Positive intent. And they felt it. They felt that it was infused with that intent, with that archangel candle magic. And they told us, wow, a lot of them said that they couldn't get through their day without some of the pieces that we would send. So then they started requesting other things. And, I have people that come to me asking, I'm grieving a loss of, whether it's a job, situation, friend, if it's a loss of a loved one. And I have, it's like, I know it's going to sound funny, but there's a crystal for that. There is, right. Like Apache tear, Botswana agate, things that help calm that energy. Those are the crystals that you use that sort of give you that spiritual hug, that spiritual, everything's going to be okay. And there's certain crystals that'll do that, will calm energies that way. And we make pieces for that. We make pieces to help people concentrate, pieces that'll attract good luck and good fortune and success.
Make candles. We'll do
candles.
Specialty candles. We'll do, and even if it's a large item like these things you see back behind us over
now
here.
We got into selling the larger home decor items that are made of crystal.
We're literally charging everything.
Oh wait, I can't hear you.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, we lost you there for a second. We see your picture, but your volume kind of disappeared on us for a second.
Can you see us? Can you hear us? Here.
I can hear you, but I couldn't hear Chris.
Yeah, Chris was.
Oh wow. Okay, I'll be louder. But like I said, like even the jewelry or these giant items that we have, or the candles or whatever it is, people genuinely feel the magic. So it kind of became our tank. Can you feel the magic? That's what we always ask when they get their stuff. And it's just been so, like, I'm looking in the chat room right now, and people are just blown away by, the jewelry and the items when they get them. So it's become a great business for us. And it's really become our not, I don't want to say sole focus, but main focus. And it's just great to be able to provide people with
another way. Yeah. Healing, another tool for them to have in their spiritual tool bag for healing and clarity and grounding, protection, to attract love, to attract, abundance, prosperity, good luck, luck in their work, ability to communicate, free-flowing communication, whether it be with their guides or with a family member or with a coworker, or just things that will calm everything and protect their energy and bring them all good things. We always say that, all good things. And for example, like I can see Irene Rivera, she's like, can't thank Chris and Dee enough for all their help. And Angelina says, I had beads or magnetic hematite that broke off from blocking off energy that came at me when there was negative or bad. And that's true. She used to message me. I was, thank God I had the hematite because it helped in this situation. And so, I mean, I had so many people that they
were talking about the magic kisses. It got to it. It's funny because
the magic kisses.
We do 3 live sales on Facebook a week, right? And I don't know how this has happened, but like all of a sudden I think maybe a few sales in, I started kissing the items. Like I'd be like, oh, great. And then it became a demand. I have to kiss every single item. And like, they get mad if I don't kiss the items. Like, did you kiss my item?
You didn't kiss my necklace. So they all have to go off with a Mooney kiss.
Oh, that's so cute, though. Come on.
It's funny because, it's spanking. I mean, we have so many inside jokes, and people go over, we have our sales on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So when they go and they watch the live sales and they join in, and sometimes they just watch. They're not going to, but even that provides healing because they're laughing. I mean, our sales are not serious at all. We're joking. No. We're
serious about our crystals, but
oh my gosh,
we're having fun.
Judy Regini said kisses and spanking.
Yes.
Every one of these items received a small spanking from me.
It did.
It's all done with love.
It's all done with love and healing. But no,
that's amazing.
It's fun because we're not, and that doesn't mean that we're not serious about the energies of the crystals or their purpose or their metaphysical properties. We're just we're trying to bring people a little laugh. And
part of our job, especially, we've always tried to do it, but I think the biggest part of our job has been trying to keep people's spirits up through this time because, I remember the first night we came on after the whole thing hit. And it was the mood was down. Everybody was very quiet. It was one of those kind of situations. And I think we took it upon ourselves at that point to say, no, we're not going to allow this to happen. We're going to bring everybody up with us. We're all going to have a good time. And it's a party when everybody comes. And we just try to have a great time and people heal through it. Oh, and the best part about it, I got to say this before we stop talking about it. Check this out. The best group of people in the world, right? So we'll be sitting there selling crystals and talking about the different crystals. People are buying this, that, and the other thing. And then all of a sudden, somebody like Robin Brandt Lopez, who's in there right now, will say, mine, because that's our thing. You have to say mine.
You have to say mine if you want to claim an item.
She says mine for Erica Monet.
So she'll buy other people items.
Oh my gosh.
And she'll do that. And then Erica Monet the next week will turn around and purchase something for another customer. And then another customer.
It becomes a chain reaction.
And everybody's buying things for
I have goosebumps from head to toe.
Yeah, they all do. They end up doing that. Like Sarah D will buy something for someone in there, and Maria Christine will buy, and they end up. We call them the angels, but it ends up being at some point every single one of them has done it.
Yeah, they buy for each other because it's the right thing to do, and it's giving back and making other people feel good and being there at a time of need, whether it's a money situation or just being down, or whatever the case might be. There's somebody there to bring that person back up, and it's literally the greatest group of human beings you'll ever be around.
And they've done some wonderful things for each other. Like sometimes some of them will mention in the chat, well, I wish I had this one for my son or for my daughter because they're suffering from depression. And then someone else that has the means to do it will say, mine, I'm buying it for your daughter. And it's just like, it becomes,
my gosh.
It's a beautiful thing. And we do have an awesome group of people that they genuinely care. They care about each other. We care about them. And it's an awesome group. And these ladies and gentlemen too, sometimes they come into the sales and it's a place for them to go, like I said, have fun, forget about stress, forget about anxiety, just go and just enjoy it, laugh. And what I love about it, even though we're being silly and dumb, whatever you want to call it, and making them laugh and coming up with our characters and talking in voices, they're learning about the crystals because in the midst of all that, I'm teaching them, okay, crystal quartz, you want to use it for da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And amethyst is good for this, and rose quartz is good. So, we're learning about what they're, yes, it's edutainment. I'll tell them.
Edutainment. I love it.
Thank you, Chuck, by the
way. Tourmaline, obsidian, and we go through all the protection crystals. We go selenite even for cleansing, and it's just we go on, and we even sell smudging kits too.
That's amazing.
Abalone shell and
kind of do it all.
You guys do exactly what everybody has been telling me to do. I actually have started getting some stuff together so I can do some of that, so I can get my website back up where it should be, and start selling some of these things for people because it is important. It really, it's funny because you know, I have a lot of people that scoff at what I do, number one, but they also scoff, oh, why don't you just go get your crystals? I'm like, okay, bitch, I will.
Exactly.
Let me black tourmaline your ass first of all.
Let me wear my obsidian around your ass first so it can deflect that energy back at you.
Exactly.
Okay, you two are grounded. Chris and I are going to talk now. You two are, you know.
No, nobody puts babies in the corner.
So it's their own version of manscaping here.
Stop it.
So, Chuck, yeah,
I pinned it at the bottom so you guys knew. Erica Monet, she had put at Magic Moon Spirit Jewelry. I pinned that at the bottom.
Oh, awesome.
I appreciate
yes, I did leave Cindy here. I did reach over to her and say, I gotta go potty.
Yeah, so he hit the head really quick.
You know, yes, I did. As quick
So
as I
wait,
could.
he hit the head. So you hit the head, meaning a bathroom, but you also hit the head.
What?
Oh my God.
And people wonder why I want to put her in a box and mail her somewhere.
Wait, I don't fit in our boxes. I don't fit in our boxes quite yet. I don't fit in my box yet.
Yeah.
I mean, when I die, I'll keep this, and maybe the kids can put me in here.
Real quick, Chuck says, my niece has a rare autism and ADHD. Now it's not going to, you know, completely take it away, but it will help with focus. A couple of crystals that I've requested. Yeah. Sodalite, Tiger's Eye, those two help with.
Blue Appetite is really great for ADHD.
I was gonna say Blue Appetite, Sodalite, and Tiger's Eye. That combination of those crystals, they really help with the focus and with trying to drown out the noise and keeping them a little bit more calm. You want to calm them. So just a little, I wanted to let you know that in case you can go to a place near you there that, you know, you can get some stones you can put in a little pouch and have her carry them around.
I love it because you were talking about that, and Linda's like, "Damn it, I had a mouthful of wine." Not anymore.
Now she has a sting.
Now the mouth isn't full of wine.
Wait, come on, Cindy, your batteries need changing. LOL. Wait, why do my batteries need changing? Did I miss something?
I
don't know. I saw dirty up there by Linda.
I was gonna say I thought yours had a cord, Cindy.
No. Mine is cordless. Mine plugs in and recharges with the wall plug. Okay, we don't use batteries up in here. Way too expensive with those batteries.
Hey, mine doesn't either. Mine walks through the door, walks to the bedroom, does his thing, and then leaves. So I'm good.
I have that too occasionally, but on those other occasions where I'm by myself, it is all wall instead of batteries.
Yeah.
See, we upgraded in my place.
Yeah, you finally upgraded, right? Finally. I live in the country, and you're still back behind me.
Listen, at least whatever. We can't even. I can't even.
Okay, fine.
I can't.
You know,
I can't say anything. I'm bound by secrecy.
Bound by desire.
Bound by desire. Actually, I'm never bound because I don't trust anybody enough. I have to be in control.
Yeah.
I'm finding out a lot about you, Cindy.
Listen, so when I have my own show, there's a lot of sex talk on my show.
Instead of Dr. Ruth Westheimer, we're gonna have
Dr. Cindy.
Oh God, I can see we're gonna be sued a few times.
It's all in good natured and human fun.
All right, I'll get the disclaimer forms out.
Yeah, we need the form pretty quick here when she starts her show. You know what's funny about that though is like I know that like you guys like Dee and Moon, you guys had your own network for a while. Do you still have the Spirit Network? Do you still have that?
We actually left Spirit Realm and moved over to Paranormal Warehouse.
Okay.
Jim Martin still runs Spirit Realm. We're still on good terms with him. We're glad to say.
Good.
But yeah, we had some creative differences, so we decided we're gonna move on over to Paranormal Warehouse and do our thing over there.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it was like a thing, like it was just, we're like, we wanted to go a different direction, and it was all, I mean, he was cool with it. We're still good with him. We talk to him like quite often, actually, at least a week. So we still,
I brought it up basically because of the fact that, like, with the new network here, it's like we're constantly, I know that for me, like, I'm constantly looking at other shows. I'll pop in and watch, see what they're doing and stuff, and always looking to see, if people are happy or so. I'm doing this at because I don't sleep. So at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm scanning, I'm going across the internet, and I'm just putting in words in Google.
Yeah.
Just put in words and just see what pops up and what kind of
what
podcast.
pops up. You're seeing what pops up.
Yeah. So anyways,
just curious.
I put in crystals and magic sex.
Okay.
And this website came up. It was a podcast, and it was a witch talking about healing through sex and crystals and all that stuff.
Yes.
That's a thing, though.
I was like, huh?
That's a thing, though. It's real.
It's been around for centuries.
Yeah.
But not as in podcasts. So when I'm listening, and
I need this in my life.
So I'm listening, and I'm like,
were you blushing?
Okay, was I blushing? There was a few times I was like, "What the fuck?" I mean,
I never thought of that.
I like Heather's
doing Magic Moon After Dark.
Yeah, I was like,
that's right.
Man, I never thought about putting the crystal there before.
Oh my gosh! I like what Heather said. Heather said, Ted, Cindy doesn't get into boxes." For Cindy, Ted doesn't get into boxes.
The only thing that bummed me out about the show was it was only a 45-minute podcast. But it seemed like 2 hours because it was once you started listening, you couldn't turn it off. It was one of those things.
You need to share this with me. I need to see this.
All right, I'm not going to listen to this. Oh, what? What did you just say? No. I'm like, oh, shit. This is really cool.
That's hysterical.
And so I'm like, okay, we need a show like that.
Yes. Well, that is part. I've already told you some of the shit that I'm going to be talking about.
It's just amazing. But I checked their numbers. I wanted to see, the network they were on and what their numbers are. And I was amazed because she had 95,000 followers.
I'm sure.
Listen.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Linda Shumway Moore is my new best friend. She said, Cindy, you're my kind of fun.
I love it. Linda is an awesome person.
Her nickname is Shmorty.
That's her nickname, Shmorty.
Shmorty. Oh my gosh, how cute.
Linda is awesome.
Robert White, you're absolutely right. Do not buy.
Do not do it. Yes, there are.
Not gonna last as one.
Yeah. Yes, Chuck, they do. Chuck, they do make crystal dildos. Yes, they do.
Yep.
Magic Moon doesn't know. Yeah, I'm kidding.
That's not one you guys would kiss.
Hey, as long as it,
that's a good tasting one. I
forgot the camera's over here. That's
a good sucker.
Tastes real good. It's a good sucker.
It's a good sucker. Oh, wait, we have a good sucker.
Rainbow. That's that.
Taste the rainbow.
Taste that rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's
only if you leave it wet, Robert. Sheesh.
You do not want to use a hematite dildo.
No, there's a lot that you don't actually.
Do not use a hematite dildo.
No.
Do not.
Why not?
Because they break and you don't want pieces inside you.
Well, you might in my box. Is that what comes to my window?
Person, especially if you're a negative person.
Reminds me of that things lost in the mail.
Things lost in the mail.
Tom Nally. So Tom Nally said, "Is this something Chanel should be selling?" Chanel does sell little crystal dicks.
Well, yeah, they're little penises.
They're
penises.
They're little tiny penises. They're super cute.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not for that.
anything you can have fun with.
Unless you're a or something. Unless you're a squirrel. I mean,
maybe
nuts,
squirrel a pair of nuts.
God,
never tell about your sucker.
Sorry, Jeremy Denton. I miss you, buddy. You know me better than that. It's just
I love this comment.
Erica Monet said, "Bring it down times 3."
Yeah,
that happens quite often.
Carrie says.
I'm crazy.
Carrie's like, I can't even.
Oh my God.
You guys are
all right, so guys, we just. Paratalk Radio, we do normally talk about paranormal stuff here, but
sometimes
we have not seen each other in a long time. And once in a while, we have to do that whole whatever. But we already said in the beginning of the show today, this was going to be a fun show. It wasn't going to be stressful. It's not going to be talking about all the shit happening in the world. It's going to be about us having fun, just talking. And that's it. We are paranormal people. All of us in this room are paranormal, and we've had. And that's one thing. Maybe we should do this. Just real.
Oh shit, Chanel! She said she had some larger 8-inch dicks, but got scared. It might hurt people, and she won't. Listen, I want one of them. I want one of them, Chanel.
Oh my God, Angelina's hilarious. She's like, imagine going through the airport screen and you have a crystal dildo stuck in yourself.
Oh my God.
Angelina.
I think they strap in, not a strap on.
Nana's very upset you made that comment.
Oh God, this is terrible.
Hysterical.
Okay, so
cook out my house, mañana.
Well, anyways, let's just real briefly to bring back a little bit more paranormal into the show for people.
If we have
let's
to.
bring it down.
You got some news?
So, Dee, how long have you been in the paranormal?
Oof. Well, honestly, I've been an experiencer, been experiencing things, feeling things, and a lot of it has to do because of my abilities to feel what's around me and talk to spirits and sense them and know that they're there. Pretty much since I was very, very, very young, probably started noticing it and realizing and becoming aware to it from when I want to say maybe 7, 8 years old, and then it escalated from there. I had a really, really traumatic experience growing up in my parents' house, negative experience with an energy, and where I can say I survived that, and it just, all these experiences that I grew up having just led me to, instead of shy away from them, I wanted to know why. Why is this happening? What is this? I wanted to know. So I started to investigate them. I started to want to find out what these voices were, what these energies were, and I didn't stop. I knew that I had abilities because my grandmother had abilities. She was a healer. She had abilities. People would go to my grandmother for healing. My mom as well. She used to heal people with the egg, and that's a whole other thing, other. I learned how to do the egg healing.
Very old, very traditional, and very old.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned how to do that from my mom. It was passed down. It's something that was passed down, and I still do it. Heal people that way, and it works.
Love you, Steve.
Huh?
I was just answering. Steve, he said, Ted Vanson and Cindy Thompson, we love you. I said, we love you too, Steve.
We love you.
So those, that's pretty much since I was very young. But actually, because I did shy away from it. I did say, you know what, I don't want to listen to these voices. I'm going to pretend, but they're always there. So I just pretended to be normal, quote unquote. And in high school, I was like, I knew I wasn't normal because I still had all these abilities. I could sense these energies.
We are normal, Dee.
Yeah.
I'm paranormal. And so I started to accept the fact that I was different in that sense. And that's when I started really researching, really going out with the recorder and trying to record voices and talk to spirits, try to see if I could record or capture, whether it was through photography or through an EVP or whatever it was. That's when I started to do it that way. And I started to really, really research and investigate and talk to other people that were in the paranormal when I started teaching. So I was about maybe 25. That's when I really started going at it, like, gun ho.
4 years.
Huh?
It's only been 4 years.
Yeah, it's only been 4 years. 4 years. That's it. It's just been 4 years because I'm 29 years old. So, so I'm 29, and so really, I just recently started doing it. So, but yeah, it's been a long road now, and I went from going, when I started going into these locations and capturing this evidence and talking to people online, that's when I started the talk show thing, because I'm like, I want to actively talk and interview other people that have had the same experiences I have. And maybe on this show, we can compare notes. Maybe we can see if they've had the same similar experiences that I've had. And that's what led me to podcasting about it. And so I've been in it pretty much my whole life. And now, Mr. Moon.
7.
Since he was 7.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I didn't know that what I did until I was. What the heck happened here?
I don't know, but here, because I was trying to post. I was trying to post a comment, and it just went boom. Hold on.
Yeah, what's going on?
The mouse is like flipping out.
It is. It's acting super weird all of a sudden.
What are you gonna say? Is 7?
7.
What's that? Wait, what did Chris say?
I said, and you've been. He's like 7. All he said was, yeah, but it's a similar story because since you were 7 too, right?
Well, but what's funny about that, Chris? I mean, I think like my story. I mean, it's different than yours, but I was 7 or 8, I think, too, when it happened.
Why is it always that age?
I don't know. I remember dreaming. I could remember dreaming things that came true. Like I think the most profound one was when I was 14, and I saw a headline. I used to read the newspaper I was a weird kid. I was reading in this dream. Yep. I'm okay with that. And I read this headline, and it says man dies. And it went through and talked about this man who worked in construction and how he died. And I remember 2 weeks after that dream, it was the literal same dream. And I'm like, well, I don't understand. How come I couldn't save him? I could have saved him. This isn't right. This isn't fair. And so whatever it was, I was not happy with it because I couldn't save him, So I can remember having just all kinds of crazy things that, that I just knew. Or
7 and 8, though. I mean,
well, he has a cool explanation for that age.
I'm interested in it.
Well, what it is that the way that our brains form, usually up until about age 9, we see the world as a whole, right? So the way that the brain forms, we see everything as just what it is. We're being molded, and reality is what's in front of you. So essentially, up until about age 9, your brain doesn't start to separate. Your brain waves don't start to separate, essentially, to the point that you can start seeing things for yourself and seeing things differently. So a lot of kids will have these same visions because it is what it is. Like animals see what's in front of them, kids see what's in front of them. But eventually, social status and pressure and things kick in, and a lot of people start to lose their abilities during those times or become desensitized. And that's why we see a lot of kids kind of break off and think that they're crazy later on. But most kids do have ability.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I have a tendency of believing that kids that have ADD, ADHD, and who are on the spectrum of autism actually they have so much easier way to access their gifts. They're naturally on a higher vibration, and they just more easily access their gifts. If you understand them. Like I didn't have any clue as to what I was doing, but I just knew I had some kind of gifts, and I wanted to be a bratty kid at 21, and I yelled to the universe like a spoiled child. God. I literally did that.
Oh my God, Chanel, I am going to beat you like a redheaded stepchild.
Oh, Jesus.
She'll love it. Anyways, she says, Teddy, I just ordered you a penis.
Wait a second. I'm the one who said I wanted one. Listen, Chanel.
It better be rainbow. It is my month.
No, it'll probably be like amethyst or something. I would love an amethyst.
That's funny. That's funny. But you know, it's
Oh
weird.
my God, we're gonna start selling these. We're gonna start selling them. It's gonna be Magic Moon After Dark. We're gonna do midnight sales.
Oh shit! Yes.
Come join us. Buy a crystal wiener.
Buy a crystal wiener.
I just saw Chris's face. I don't think he was okay with that. He was like,
He
no.
doesn't want to kiss those.
No.
He doesn't want to spank those either.
You can fist bump it.
Elbow bump it. Yep, here you go. Boop.
Fist bump that sucker.
Chris is going to be calling me going, we're never doing your fucking show again. Because you're bringing up things that I don't want to be doing.
Oh.
Even, oh my God, this is hysterical.
Magic Moon After Dark.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
Oh God.
Listen, I did a
I'll even design the logo for you. We'll be good.
I did a naughty tarot Friday, and Facebook wouldn't let me post my thing on Facebook because it was like, it's too bad. So then I take the words and I take the whole thing off. I just post the words, and for some reason it still worked. And it let me post that. I'm like, I'm pissed at Facebook right now because they won't let me post this. So let me just say it here, what I was writing there, and literally said verbatim every word that was in that title of the video.
No sound effects. I'm sorry. There's no sound effects for this.
I know. John should be like,
yeah, sound effect. Crystal Wiener.
Chris has to get closer to the mic or something because we can't hardly hear him.
Sorry, I'm here.
He was reading Irene's comments. She said, hashtag bring it down after dark. Dirty.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing.
I
love it.
We I don't want to go there. No.
Looks like I'll be drinking more coffee. Monet said she's going to be drinking more coffee if she's got to wait for these after dark ones.
I'm going to have nightmares tonight when I go.
You're going to have the most erotic dreams ever. That sacral chakra of yours is going to be lit up orange.
I'm 54 years old. That went away 10 years ago.
Oh shit! We need to ignite some shit for you. You need to get that sacral chakra on fire.
Teddy, you need some red garnet. That'll bring it back.
Garnet's actually my birthstone. So no, I don't need it, honey.
He's
Trust
a January.
Me, I can't find a young man to keep up with me. I was just joking. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, do tell. I mean, stop. Okay, keep going.
I'm in the search for a young man right around 30 years old. That's redhead. Country boy looking.
Bear. He likes hair.
Yes, I do. I like hair. Bear. I am a bear myself. Yes. So there you go. Yeah. You got to be able.
Teddy.
You need to keep up. You need to keep up with this old bear.
Yes.
There aren't too many that can.
Ted will have a bad.
I'm gonna go look for one for you. Teddy, I found one.
Well, actually, I found one too, but I don't think he's my kind. But I gotta say this because
Your
I
kind.
am so excited.
So he's heterosexual. Is that what you're saying?
He's a breeder, unfortunately. But I have this. I gotta share this with you guys. Saturday night, if you guys are not free, I'm asking all of the three of you. If you're not free Saturday night at 11 o'clock,
okay,
tune into my show for Talk with Teddy Saturday night, because I have a YouTube sensation. This group is joining my show, and it is called Hillbillies in the Holler. And you're not going to believe some of the shit that they do, but they have one. His name is Red.
Oh, mommy.
Oh, mommy.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
But yeah, no, they are amazing. I mean, do you want to know you know how we make s'mores, right? You know how we make normal s'mores? We take them and we make them like, you get the graham cracker and the chocolate and the marshmallow and you roast it nice.
No, you got to put a Reese cup on there now.
No, wait. This even goes farther than that. He just posted his new video with that today. He gets 2 chocolate chip cookies. Okay.
Stop it. I can't even right now.
Chocolate chip cookies. He goes and gets 130 proof bourbon.
Yeah.
Now wait.
Chris is getting interested here.
He takes it and he gets this little tiny candle, the little pin candles that you stick and stuff, the little tiny round ones, and he lights it. And he says, "Get yourself a stick." Now this is hilarious. He says, "Get yourself a stick." And you're looking around, and here he's looking around. There's no stick, and then he goes, and he pulls it out of his beard. Now his beard is huge, so he pulls it out of his beard. He says, and then you stick the marshmallow, and then you take that little marshmallow and you roast it. Oh, wait a minute! First, you got to dip it in the bourbon, and then you roast it over the little candle. So you can't see the flames because it's because of bourbon. You can't see it. It's 130 proof. And he's turning it, and it's starting to get nice and brown.
Crisp up, yeah.
And he's all getting excited, and then he takes it and he puts it. He says, "Oh, that's good." And he takes it and he puts it between the 2 chocolate chip cookies, and that's how you make a hillbilly s'more.
I like it.
Oh, well, look, you got the chocolate already in there.
That's right.
Yes, he's a clever guy.
And if you use peanut butter chocolate chip cookies,
okay.
That's got to be awesome.
Everybody loved your for telling them about my favorite cookie is a crack cookie. Yeah,
the crack cookies. I was just gonna say that if you use the crack cookies.
Okay, no, let's just say crack cookies are not what they think they are. They are huge, they're soft bake peanut butter cookies.
Well, it's peanut butter Reese cup,
but they have Reese cups chopped up.
And I've always called them crack cookies. I've always had them. I've had them for a long time. Well, Teddy never had one before. And I'm like, oh my God, you found a crack cookie? He's what did you just say?
So I started calling them crack cookies. And on my live shows at night when I was driving an hour home,
I went and
got them. And people were like, oh, no, Ted's here. He just wanted to get his crack cookies.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere.
They literally would say that.
Yeah.
Wow. Teddy after dark.
Yep. So
I wanted to tell you guys, Robin Brad Lopez said, thanks for letting us know about the show. I've been laughing all the time. Needed this. All of you are great.
Awesome.
Wait, say that again.
Which one is it? Who was it?
Robin Brandt Lopez. She's thanking us for being on the show, for letting her know about the show.
Oh, needed this. All of you are great.
About the show, I've been laughing. Okay, yeah.
Good.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Robin.
Yes, I'm glad.
Monday
we're glad
8,
you're laughing.
We're here. Every Monday at 8, we're here.
Listen to curtail sometimes.
Every Monday at 8.
Teddy tries to curtail me.
Come and stay. Try the veal. Anyways, we're here. So we're here. Sometimes we're serious.
Well, I try not to be.
Not with us. Trying to talk about the paranormal, but then we end up talking about other stuff. But everybody that's watching knows that we're all paranormal people, and that we watch stuff. They know your story. They know how many paranormal investigations you've done.
I've said the same thing 1,000 times.
They know about the box.
Yeah.
They know.
And that's the thing. It's like these are friends. These are people that we made friends. And I just realized, and I was counting back I was going through when I said I was cleaning out the house, I found some of my old files. I have been a paranormal investigator since 1984. September 1984.
That's crazy. I
was 4 years old.
I was 13.
Oh, stop. Now I'm really feeling freaking old. You was 11?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are all like
youngins. You're not that much older than us, for fuck's sake.
But you think about it, that's a long ass time.
It is a long ass time.
So for me, it's like, you think.
Well, that's about the time I was actually doing it too, if you think about it, because I was actually playing with a ghost boy at that time.
Yeah, he was already investigating at 11 too.
Yeah,
so I mean, 11, 12.
So like my whole point of bringing this up was that this show that we have, and I think when you become like, even with you guys with Mooney and Dee, I mean, you get tired of talking about this stuff all the time, and I get it, but at the same time, it is our life. We have a passion for it, but once in a while, you gotta shake off the.
Ooh, Shmorty said that she just bought Chris's book.
Awesome.
Yay! That's right.
Over and buy Teddy's book now too. Then.
And Judy said she was married 11 years by then, Teddy.
Oh.
And Robert said I was 11 as well.
Hold on, I'm gonna bring something.
But you know, guys, it's like paranormal talk shows. We didn't want Paratalk Radio to be boring. I mean, you can turn on any paranormal talk show or podcast you want, and they're so serious it kills me.
Yeah.
I fall asleep. I don't know about you guys, but I do. I fall asleep, and I'm just like, you know what? I want to do a paranormal show, but I don't want it to be just 99.9% paranormal because it's boring as shit.
Right.
Show it, girl. Show it.
There, girl.
This is his book. Guys,
it looks great. Look at that. I love the old radio on there. That's freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
By me and Mama Moon.
There you go.
So this is the book. It's a great read. I finished it while I was sitting out on the beach, and we were just friends at the time, and I ordered the book and I read it, and it's a great read. A lot of people that have bought it and that have read it, they say the same thing. They do recommend other people read this book, and it's the stories are incredible. Because they're real accounts and they're real stories, things that you've experienced.
That's amazing. Chanel said she has Chris's book and Teddy's book.
Yay.
Oh, Chanel.
Thank you, Chanel.
I need to get Teddy's book.
I got 2 books. I got 2 books now.
I need to get your books.
I want to write a third. I've been trying to write a third.
Yes, you have been trying to write it.
And I haven't, because of everything that's going on. You figured because of the COVID thing, and I've been stuck in the house for 2 months, I would be working on it.
Why didn't you write your book, Teddy?
Because I'm taking care of my 80-something-year-old parents. That's the problem.
Okay, I'll let it slide.
That's the problem. And like Friday, the end of this week, on Friday, I have my dad's doctor's appointments all day.
Yeah.
Then Monday, I have his doctor appointments all day. Then mom's appointments all day on Tuesday. And then dad goes in on surgery on Thursday.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's like I am like swamped with just doctors and,
Yeah, that's scary.
Nick, you should buy everybody's book. Nick says he'll buy everybody's book. So yes, buy Teddy's book and buy Chris's books.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And they're probably
I'm going to check out your.
I'm
going to check out your jewelry too.
I think
it's amazing.
Amazon.com. You can probably find both of our books easy enough.
Yeah.
That's probably the easiest place to find them. I know mine's in Barnes and Noble. Yours probably is too, but
it is. It's
it's just easier to go to Amazon. Besides, if you got Amazon Prime, it's free freaking. There's no shipping. You know,
way to go.
Get them pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And mine, I just saw this yesterday because I don't know. Do you have a profile, Chris, on Amazon?
I made one, but I think it's already extinct because I made it like when I first did it.
I got one. I got an update on mine. I think it was the day before yesterday. It says, please update your author's management. Please go in and basically fix update it. And if you do not update it in 30 days, we will delete the file. And I'm like, what? So,
geez Louise.
I went in and I looked at it, and it's like, okay, the thing's like 3 years old, anyways, or whatever. So I just kind of put in some of my things that I've done recently in the past year, and added some really goofy pictures.
Oh my God, I love you.
And figured, what the hell, something different like that. But at the same time, I took both books, and they're now both available on Kindle for $5.
That's awesome.
So I figured, and it's not permanent, guys. It's temporary. It's just, I think for 30 days or something. But it's just so that people could get it on their
so during the COVID.
So they had something to read, But
Yeah.
Now, do you guys still do do you have any plans to go to any of the events that are coming in like September, October, November, or anything like that?
We do a lot of college lectures. That's our big thing. So we'll be doing the university tour again this October if the universities are open. That's a big thing.
The last time that you did the Parafest, the Winter Parafest, it was at the same time as our NACA convention, and that's why we couldn't go. I remember when you told me the dates, I was like, we won't be able to go. But we know
it for next year. It's March 13th and 14th.
Well, look, Steve, hopefully it doesn't. If NACA's on a different day, we can definitely go to that one. If you're having us.
Yeah.
mean by that?
How I feel about you, Dee. So, no, goddamn it. You've blown me off for 2 years or 3 years. Fuck it. No.
No, we really wanted to go. We really wanted to go and speak and everything. Yeah.
Look at him being a drama queen right now.
Yeah,
I just love it, to be honest.
Speaking of queens,
Do the most.
Oh.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, colleges are a big thing, and we do have the Mason House Inn, which is like a repeated event that we do. We do that with
4 times a year.
4 times a year.
Oh, nice.
The Mason House Inn in Iowa. I love that place, and the colleges. I love that because we get to travel everywhere and go see different colleges, which are very, very haunted. I was going to say heightened, haunted. Very, very haunted.
Oh, yeah.
You want to back that up and try it again, Dee? I mean,
try it again. They're very haunted with a lot of history.
You got the colleges, and I've got the New York Library Circuit that I do.
That's cool.
Nell said she wrote reviews for your books on Amazon as well.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
fantastic.
But yeah, I started that
Kiss
3
the
years
books.
ago. 3 years ago, I got lucky with one of them, and all of a sudden I started getting calls from all the libraries from the same circuit, and they're all like from the Owl Library. They're like, hey, we want you to come here. And so usually September, October, November, I'm almost 3-4 times a week. I'm at different libraries just doing my lectures and stuff. So
Wow.
And you know what? I love doing that. In fact, I like. Don't hate me for saying these people that have me at your events, but I really do like doing the library circuit more than I do the events. One of the reasons is because I don't have to pay for a table.
We enjoy the colleges, but because we get to it's like an exploration of the buildings, and we walk around with all these students. The students are like, wow, and a lot of times what I love about it is a lot of these universities that we've gone to, and Chris has been doing this for much longer than I have. I just joined him on the college circuit thing, but and I witnessed this too. A lot of the colleges, when I started going with him, a lot of the students that recognized him as he came back, what I thought was so awesome was when they would tell you, oh, we started our own paranormal group.
That's amazing.
We started our own club, and then we're going to different places to start. And I'm like, wow, and that's something that he had left them with, and they found a new interest, and now they're researching it, learning about it, and I think that's really cool. And I got to witness that a lot of these.
That is cool, because there are a lot of ways that we could be helping and spreading education about this stuff.
Yeah.
And there's really not. I mean, you have to go outside your own box to make this stuff happen.
Exactly.
And kudos to you, Chris, for making that happen with you and Dee. That's awesome. But you know who else is doing that now is Jack Kenna. He's now doing the universities and actually having courses.
Yeah, he does. He does have a course,
and that's amazing. But that's the same with the library. I mean, I love doing stuff like that where you can come and just sit and listen to me talk for an hour, and then I answer questions or whatever. And it's really interesting how many, and this is kind of very cool for me, is to see the older generation, older than me, that are actually coming out and telling their stories.
Yeah.
Of when they were younger and the things that they did. And it's like, in fact, my 4th book, I'm actually been skipping around the 3rd to the 4th, and the 4th is about stories. It's about people telling me their experiences, and pretty much just that. It's a book of experiences, and a lot of these people will sign off saying, I just want somebody else, if it can help somebody else, I want them to know.
That's what it's about. When you can help other people and educate them, and help, especially if they already have an interest in it, and this is something that they're interested in doing and researching and learning about it, and if you can help them, sort of mentor them. And that's one thing I have witnessed that he does a lot with a lot of these students, is he becomes sort of like their mentor, and they keep like a communication, like they'll message him because they find him on Facebook or Twitter, and they're like, what do you, we need advice, our group wants to do this, how do you suggest we start it, or what do you think of these pictures that we caught, what do you think of this evidence? And he'll mentor them that way. And I think that's really cool that they feel comfortable, and then when we go back to campus, they're happy to see him again. And
person needs an outlet, and they need somebody they can talk to.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in a town where my truck right on the side of it says Genesee Valley Paranormal Investigators and Paratalk Radio. And so when I drive around, people, like, if I stop and get gas, there's always people surrounding my truck, you know, asking me questions. And it's like, I did that for that purpose, because there are people out there that have been sitting on stories or things that are happening in their life that they have no explanation. So they come and they talk to me, and they're like, I'm so glad I ran into you. And it makes me feel good, because it's like, you know, they had nobody else to talk to.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's sad that we don't have more of that. You know, I'm not saying all paranormal teams should go out and get themselves a Ghostbuster vehicle, but you know, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to, like, in your local paper, or, you know, put up some flyers saying, hey, if you need help, you know,
guidance,
if you need to just get it off your chest, just talk. You know, it doesn't hurt. You know, and that's another reason why we have Paratalk Radio. We want to hear people's stories. We want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, that's the only way. And to be honest with you, that just trickles down to the whole base that we have in the paranormal community, is that we're all looking for answers.
Yes.
And the way this is going to happen is if we all work together. So whether you're somebody that's in the paranormal or just had an experience, all that information that is collected helps us all gain a foot forward to what's really happening out there. We have an event August 15th, which is the Northeastern Paranormal or Paraunity Convention. It's going to be at the Avon Inn August 15th. And basically it's an open floor and open forum. Anybody can come. We are trying to get paranormal people to come to that event and have an open floor with 4 microphones. People can come up and tell their stories. They can, in the paranormal, they can come and just talk about what they've been working with, and how this could open up a doorway to help people. It's just, we can come there and share everything. And what I really like about this is nobody gets paid for this. There are no celebrities. Everybody comes on their own dollar. Nobody makes a penny. The only person that makes a penny off this is the owner of the building. And that's because we're renting that space for that time. So when we weren't sure what we were going to do for an entry fee, but I think it's either $5 or $10. And you get to come into a location and talk to all these people for 3 hours.
That's
and
awesome.
we all pay for our own rooms. We all pay for our own food. We're all on the same level, you know? So, you know, it's the only way to make this work. And it's the only way that para-unity in some sense is going to happen is if we stop putting somebody else up here. You all have to be on the same level. So if you're interested in that, please let us know. Hit me or Cindy up.
Hit us up.
Hit us up. You can find that information online and but we'll post it on Paratalk Radio tonight. I will, and again and stuff. So if you're looking for something
that's awesome.
in August, please join us. Nobody is above anybody else. We're all going to get equal time to talk.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking for designers as well. So if there's anybody out here that develops equipment or even old school equipment, we want you to bring your stuff, because we want to have, especially if it's new equipment that's never been seen before, we want you guys to be able to come up and display it. Now, we're not going to have like 100 people, but I'd like to at least have 3 or 4 of them to come and demonstrate their products.
Yeah.
You know, just so
That'd
that
be cool, right?
everybody could see what they've been working on or what they have. So, you know, I just ran like that 5 minutes real quick, and let's see. Barry Marsh says they have a paranormal course at Hobart William
Smith.
Yep. College in Geneva, New York. The paranormal team that I was with did a paranormal presentation and a ghost hunt there.
That's
Very
amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, Barry, I was there actually right when COVID hit, like that last weekend. Like, what was it? The 20th, maybe, of the Friday, March 20th. I'll tell you exactly when it was.
Robin Lopez 20th. Says we have to get you all to Albany.
Yeah. So the 13th of March, I was at Hobart.
They've been wanting to get us to Albany.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. And they Chuck was asking, Chris, have you had contact with G Team Paranormal?
I don't think I have. No, not yet.
No, but I mean, he would love to. We're always open to having contact with any paranormal team that wants us to look at a pic. I mean, you guys should see all the messages and people message him all the time. Send him emails of, look at these pictures. What do you think? And he's not like that. He'll actually sit. I'll be like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, somebody sent me these pictures. I'm gonna get back to them, tell them what I think. And I'm like, okay. He spends a big part of his day just doing that. Helping people out that way.
Well,
that's the side of Chris that people don't see. Like people don't see that. I see that. I'm here, and he's constantly helping people, constantly going over their evidence, constantly offering them advice.
But that's what we're here for, Dee. I mean, we've been doing this a long time. I think
Yeah.
when you get into this field or community, you do it because you're looking for answers. And if you're a good person, like I believe the majority of us are, you want to help people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And with them, you're gaining, and so are they.
Yeah.
So you have to do it. Robert White, he says, hit him up, whore him out, rawhide.
Rawhide.
What I love about having such an open communication with people that are wanting advice or wanting to learn more, they have questions, is, once you get that communication with them, or if you've taught them something, or if you've opened their eyes to something, you might inspire them to do something with it. And like that one student that she wrote her book.
Yeah, that was cool. She was in I spoke at a really small college in South Carolina, and if you guys know the Bible Belt, it is still the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
And like the people there couldn't believe that I was actually there talking about my experiences. And years later, like recently, she just contacted me and said, hey, I wanted to let you know you gave me the courage to actually write about the ghost stories down here. And she sent me the 2 books that she'd written, signed.
Goosebumps.
That's just amazing. I was like, yes, that's so awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
We have to touch people. I mean, we have to not that kind of touch.
Damn
Get
it.
off me. We have
Like he's up for it.
but basically we have to help. I mean,
I agree.
You can't.
No, I
and,
get
and other
pictures.
teams, it's the same way. We're constantly saying, hey, you need some help, you need some advice, you just need somebody to give you a hand to load up equipment or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we're there to help. I mean, we've tried as many times as possible to reach out, and you get some teams that are willing to say, hey, yeah, I could use an extra pair of hands and stuff. And it's like, I got time, I'll do it. And I Jason Haas just texted me this morning. He goes, hey, you still got the 8th open? And I'm like, I can. Why? He goes, because I want to do your show. I really want to do your show. So
I'm
Jason
so
Haas is going to be
excited.
on here next Monday.
Yeah.
And
Jason's so nice.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
He was great to
He's
us.
great.
And, he's right from my area.
Yeah, you guys did it. So if you see Ghost Nation, if you see Ghost Nation, I was there, but I was cut out. Although there's one little part where you can hear a female voice. You're like, this is a fucking ghost voice or something? Because you can hear a little bit, and I didn't see me, but Teddy said he could see me on the.
It was like a split, like not even a
quick second. So you hear this
second.
You hear this female's voice,
and you
then
just see her. You just see her.
Just on the porch as they're talking, and it's so funny because
she put up the post and she's like, she was a little disappointed. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, I did see you and I heard you, so it was
so I really
fun.
was there. It was fun, and the guys were amazing. So
I've heard
it was a lot of
I
fun.
mean, you do hear stories about people with their shows, and I will be perfectly honest with you guys.
They were down to earth.
Jason was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he's from my area, we really never
they
met
hit
each
it
other.
off
But
because he's from your area originally.
And it was. But he was like, we're not even gonna mention the other show. I was going to. I'm not.
Don't do it.
But anyways,
just don't.
He was. Jason come right up to me. He goes, I want you to tell your story.
Yes.
I want you to do what you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I go, okay, well, that means I'm not gonna lie about anything. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. He goes, I don't want you to do that. I want you to tell the truth.
And I was right there when he said that. So I heard him
and I was like,
say
good, because it's not gonna happen. If you want me to fabricate something, I'm gonna leave, because I can't do that. Right. And the show actually was great. We had a lot of fun. We went to different locations. We Oh my God, one of the best times was eating with the crew.
Oh my gosh,
the
it was
food that they
amazing.
had. Oh my
Their
God.
craft table. Holy shit.
I mean, there was food I've never tasted before. It was, but they were fantastic people.
But they all are, you know, for the most part, Steve and Jason and Dave, they all want to eat well, so it's not like they want
so
this shitty processed food.
Yeah, they don't eat shit that Fat Teddy eats.
Oh my gosh, but those there were cookies that were down in Ithaca that were like, oh my gosh, I can't even.
We
with
eat a couple
these
places. That
cookies.
sub place was fantastic.
Oh my gosh, it was so delicious.
But we had so much fun there, and
We
I
did.
just want to say, guys, that when you watch Ghost Nation, you know, to the best of my knowledge and experience, they didn't fabricate anything, and we
Right.
were there for a full week with them.
Yeah.
I mean, we were by their sides. I mean, we saw everything they saw.
Don't feel bad for me.
You know, so
I already knew it was a possibility.
and we know they're not a part of the ZB, so we're good.
That's right.
So no
No
tummy
ZB.
rumbles or farts caught on the EVPs. Nope.
No. No.
Good night, Chuck. Thank you so much for popping in here. We do
Chuck,
appreciate
good
it.
night.
Everybody that's been in the chat room, we did run over a little bit, but I want to say to everybody
guys
in the
have
chat
been
room,
really
you guys were
fun.
amazing, fantastic.
Thank you
Dee
so
and,
much.
and Moon love you. We love you. Yes. And now, when is your show? When is your shows again, so that we can?
Thursday,
So-
Friday, Saturday,
Our sales-
8:30 Eastern.
Yes, our sales are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on Magic Moon Spirit Jewelry on Facebook at 7.
8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central.
Yeah.
Time. Okay.
And then Wednesday nights we have Box Talk with Mooney and Dee. That's 8:30
Eastern.
8:30
I'm
Eastern.
going on there right now
Okay.
so I can get this notification.
Okay. So 8:30 Eastern as
Yes,
well.
come hang out. And
Psychic Cindy, you'll have fun.
yeah, and so Box Talks on Wednesdays on Paranormal Warehouse, 8:30 Eastern on Paranormal Warehouse, and we have really, you guys, the Magic Moon Spirit Jewelry shows. Those are the ones that if you want to laugh like you did tonight, go and watch those.
Those are the fun ones.
Yeah, those are the fun ones.
The Wednesday night show is how long? 2 hours? 1
It's
hour?
an hour.
It's an
Just
hour. And your
it's-
jewelry shows are how long?
Usually 2.5.
It's about 2.5 hours.
I like this. It also came up with Magic Moon Spirit Jewelry First Dibs group.
We have that. That's
We
our
have
special
that.
group.
You might want to ask to join that.
Okay.
That's the stuff that you like. No, anyways. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. If you don't mind, please go over for us as well as them. Go over, like, and share our
Yes.
pages. Paratalk Radio is one word.
All one
on
word.
Facebook, all
Burke?
one word. Burke. It's a new word.
I
It's a
just
Teddy word.
subscribed to your
So,
group
and go check out theirs as well. And
or invite. Ask for an
yes,
invite.
ask for an invite. WLFE-DB.com is where you can find all the shows.
Yes.
That
Please
we
go
have,
like them.
and we're adding new shows all the time. And I gotta plug this one because I have a very important show coming up on Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern. It is inside the drag closet with Jade.
Oh, Jade.
And they're drag queens, and they do their thing about things that concern them in the gay community as well as me.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
And,
me too.
So check that out Wednesday night, right on WLFE.
What time?
10:30. You can check them
Eastern?
out Eastern time. If you
Mhm.
get on Facebook, if you go to WLFE DB Radio as in one word on Facebook, you can
Is
go
it
there
dash
and request-
DB?
Nope. Nope,
Okay.
it's just WLFE DB Radio right there on Facebook. You can
Nice.
connect there as well, and then you'll see the shows. All the shows are broadcasted live on the website as well as on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes.
So you're able to see them on any outlet that they
Mhm.
have. So please go out and check them up. They're all great shows. Talk with Teddy, which is my show, is Tuesday night and Thursday night and Saturday night from 11 to, it's supposed to be noon or midnight, and we always go over. We always
Yeah.
go over at least an hour. So it's
Oh my
always
gosh, I
11
was-
to 1, and it's
Oh my gosh,
usually a lot of fun.
the one I was on with you. Oh gosh, we went till like what, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock?
Yeah,
So,
and,
I don't
and just
remember.
so people know, it's not a paranormal. show.
It's not a paranormal.
It is
show.
a variety show. So I have on a normal thing that you'll see on Talk with Teddy is I bring up and coming singers and songwriters from Nashville. They come on my show and they play some music for us. We talk about their careers. This Thursday, I actually have a magician who is coming on the show. He's a bubble magician.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool.
That is.
And he's also a healer.
Nice.
So he's going to be on the show. And tomorrow night is I'm going to be I better plug this one. Tomorrow night I have a musician, singer-songwriter from Ireland. May Hernan is going to be on my show, and she does traditional Irish music. And we're also going to talk about Teddy's trip to Ireland next June.
Everybody can get in on it.
Actually, so everybody can get on that and figure that out as well. So you can come and check it out. And
take a trip to
Miss
Ireland.
Cindy has now. What do you got coming up? You have
So I have Tarot Tuesday from. So I always say it's 7 to 8, but then I'm like
Tuesday.
Taco Tarot Tuesday. So I have like
she reads your taco chips.
Yes, it's so crazy. I'm just kidding. You're so That's different. It's not like tea leaves. It's not coffee grinds. It is your taco shells.
Right. Well, and definitely add Denise and Mooney on Facebook.
So,
definitely.
So it's The Psychic Cindy on YouTube. It's The Psychic Cindy on Instagram, and it's Psychic Cindy on Facebook.
Yeah.
And
holy shit, how many Psychic Cindy bullshit things do you have?
All the bullshit.
Jesus. So, anyways, I have had a fantastic time.
This has been so much fun,
we're
you
all
guys.
friends here.
Yes.
And you guys are.
We had so
I'm
much.
so happy to meet you. I can't wait for the wedding.
Yay! You'll have to be there because you saw it.
I can marry you guys.
Wait a minute. So can I. Are you doing a witch's wedding, or are you going to do?
See, we could jump
We have no plans. We know we don't want it to be like traditional,
right.
Right.
Well, you can think traditional, but like from the 1300s.
Yeah. So we actually talked about maybe doing like some, there and they do the hand.
Yes. I did my daughter's wedding, and we had her and her husband jump the broom. I wed them. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've done one moon wedding, and everybody went skyclad.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I was the only one that didn't. I'm like, I cannot do no, I can't. I can't do it. And
listen, it saves her a lot of money on the dress.
It does. I just, it was kind of cool because they had the flower, the flower wreaths on their heads, and they had all the flower wristbands and around their waist and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, what am I going to wear? How am I going to do this? Because first off, I don't want anybody seeing my junk.
That's hysterical.
So,
I love
what's
it.
funny is I ended up getting. I normally wear like a jacket when I wed people, like a regular jacket.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I took an old shirt that I had and I kind of ripped the top part off and just kind of tied it around my waist. So it's like, it looked like I had a Hawaiian skirt on, but made out of a t-shirt.
Oh my God. That's fantastic.
It was an orange shirt, so it stuck out, but I didn't want anything else to stick out, so they got to see the orange shirt, and that was it. So, I'm sorry. I just it was well. Some of the grandparents that came, I was like, because when she told me, yeah, your grandparents, I invited my aunts and uncles, and I'm thinking, and I know this family, and I'm like, I do not want to see them naked. What am I going to do? I know. So I ended up wearing sunglasses at night.
I wear my sunglasses so I can.
Hey, you do what you got to do. So,
Listen, you've been setting me up tonight. I love it. I love it.
I know. So you just can't. I'm sorry, but if you've never been to a skyclad wedding, I'm telling you,
I've never.
You will go through every freaking emotion.
Okay.
Believe it or not. And
all right. Sexual frustration.
I mean, you will get red probably 50, 60 to 100 times red in the face.
I didn't know you were packing that kind of heat.
And I'll tell you, there'll be times you'll be like, "Don't look down. Don't look down.
Their
Don't-
faces
don't-
up
don't-
here."
Don't look down."
Listen,
Shit,
I'd
I
have
looked
to look
down.
at the boobs.
Shit.
I'd have to look at
down.
boobs.
Oh no, some of these guys I had to look down. I was like, oh
Yep.
my God.
Listen, women, we're very good at sizing people up. I mean, not like that, but yes, that's you. I can look at a guy and literally go, no. And it's less than 10 seconds. Guys do not have that. They have to stare, look at, like fantasize in their head how they're going to bend you over.
Oh my God.
I have it down to a science. I do like a quick swipe through, and you don't think that I have done that, but I've already done it. I've sized you up. I've already nah.
See, I'm
pass.
very shy. I'm a very shy person. And so Invisible John is invisible and not standing anywhere close, thank God. But I'm a very shy person. So there's some things I just can't, but I
could not be naked around Teddy. I have to say, it just would be weird.
I couldn't do it around you either.
It would be. No. I mean, I love you so much.
No,
but I don't love you that much.
No. Gee, let me tell you a quick. Dee,
I don't want to be naked around you either.
Yeah, Dee,
I'm ready for that.
Let me tell you a quick story. When Cindy told me, she goes, "Do you like my boobs?" I'm like, "No." "Do you want to look at my boobs?" "No." Well, and she took it as an offense because gay men love her boobs, she says.
They do.
I have no
So do
desire
straight
to look
guys.
at your
So do
boobs.
straight guys. It's because every goddamn guy that I know, gay or straight, they literally I have no head. It's literally boom. The girls. That's
I don't
it.
get that.
Woo! That's it. It's the girls. And I'm like, hey, hi. I do this. And I'm like, hey, my head is up here. So, and then they're like, oh, I'm staring at her tits. Great. And she saw me doing it.
I don't know.
John,
You know what's really funny about
there's Invisible John for you, Barry.
Yeah, so
He's
let
been
me-
wondering where you
You
are.
bring
Let
up
me tell
boobs
you
and I
something.
show up.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you the real.
Presto!
Let me tell you something, people. If you have a problem with the way this show is like tonight, please just
You
realize
won't like
one thing.
my show.
Yeah, just realize that this is human nature. This is
Human
nothing out of the
nature,
ordinary.
why-
And if you sit there
why-
thinking that you, or
Tell
even
'em
thinking
that
that you
it's
have never
human
thought
nature,
about
why-
seeing another
why
person naked or any of that other stuff,
do you
you're
do it that
lying.
Now I have Michael Jackson in my head. You're welcome for putting it in your head.
Chanel says I stare at her tits too.
Hey, thank you, Chanel. And several men want to be your microphone. Yes. Did you see me doing that earlier? You can't see very much, but I caught myself and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to do that. I forgot they told me to stop stroking the microphone.
Yeah. Well, I just want to put that clause out there because there's a lot of people that say, I don't want to be on your show because I don't know what to expect.
Oh God.
And
We have
but we do have fun. So, and
I
Barry,
love it, Barry.
you.
Thank
Barry's
you.
like,
we needed this
tonight.
tonight.
That's
yes.
awesome. That's awesome.
You guys.
Well, please make sure you go and check out Dee and Moon and all of their fantastic stuff.
So listen, I subscribed I liked your page.
We pinned the one page.
Yeah, I can't.
So
And
it's
that's
not
where
there.
I went and liked it. I can't. I'm not getting access to cell phone service here.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
why, which is weird. Because normally I do. And I don't have the Wi-Fi. So I'm okay with that. But I did like it, so I'll try and follow it too. Because I want to be able to be notified when you guys do your thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad.
So Tarot Tuesday is 7:00 till 8 or 8:30 or 9. It depends on how into it I am. I'm usually way into it, and I just keep reading. So.
Yeah. Well, I just want everybody to say that we had a blast, and thank you so much for joining us. And we are not your average paranormal show.
No.
Just like Mooney and Dee, their shows are not normal either. And they're
Who wants normal?
Who wants normal? Exactly.
Boring.
You have the right to switch the channel and go and listen to those boring old farts talking about the paranormal stuff or UFOs and
Right. Snoresville.
You know, you can do
Coast
that
to sport.
all you want, coast to coast. Yeah. Actually, some of their shows are pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
they're
I
pretty
was
cool.
on one.
They're pretty good.
I was on one.
Yeah, they're pretty
So,
good.
You know.
I was
He was on there too. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I was just being a smart ass.
Yeah,
Please
that's all right.
don't get on me and think I'm an evil girl because I just made a joke about Coast to Coast.
You are evil.
Evil.
All right, guys. Love you all. And Dee and Mooney, thank you so
Thank you
much for coming
guys
here.
so much.
Thank you for having us. Love you
I'm
all.
so glad to finally meet you.
Let's do this like before next year. Let's not wait a year to do these.
Yeah.
Like,
Have us on again. We'll do the show.
yeah, I mean, because we don't get time to just bullshit like this. And
Yeah.
this is important.
Yes.
You know, it's very
Well,
important.
especially now. I think people need to laugh. I think we need to keep hearted. I think that this is important.
Yeah.
I agree.
Totally agree.
So, all right, guys. Good luck to everything that you do.
Yes.
We love you.
Thank you.
Much love to your
And-
endeavors.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you all. We love you all.
Guys, now remember, are you ready over there, Invisible Man?
Invisible John that we can see.
I'm always ready.
He's always ready.
God, I love his voice.
Baby.
It just literally gave me this chill down my spine.
That's not where I want the chill to be.
Oh, Jesus.
I think he wants it in my nether region.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And don't forget to tune in next Monday for Mr. Jason Haas from Ghost Nation, the original Ghost Hunters.
Yes.
He will be joining us. It is a special show. It's it will only be from 8 to 9:15. It is going to be a short show. But
8 to 9?
It's going to be a shit show. What?
Wait.
Short
Just
show.
with him, it's going to be.
It's just going to be just him, just his, and he's only going to be with us about an hour.
Oh, but we're
50.
still going to be there.
Well, we'll be here. Yeah, but just,
I was like,
you know,
wait, we're not stopping our show because Jason can't be here.
No, we'll
We
never
have
do
an
that.
hour to fuck
you.
around. Maybe I could do tarot readings or
There you go,
something. What do you
we
think?
can figure something out. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us again.
Readings.
We are going away this time. I swear, I promise. We're clicking the.
We're
We're
clicking
going
it.
away. We're done with our defuckery at this time.
I love the fuckery, though.
All right, so
Wait,
guys, don't forget, wherever there is darkness, there is always
Delight.
Thank you for listening to Paratalk Radio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy. Catch us next Monday for another fantastic guest. Please check out our show as well as others on the WLFE DB Radio Network. And remember, like, follow, and share with everyone.
Join us at WLFE-DB.com for upcoming shows and so much more.